We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
We're at Buxton Raceway for the final round of the British Drift Championships 2019. The Kellis leads by just 9 points heading into the showdown, and Martin Monocot is ready to steal the trophy from the Lithuanian lunatic, with a fixed car and a score to settle. With 50 points on the table and just 21 points separating the top three, the showdown is on for the top drivers. Who will be crowned British Drift Champion 2019?
Hello and welcome back to Buxton for the final round of the British Drift Championship 2019. This is the decider. Ian, what an unbelievable season we've had and what an unbelievable qualifying we've had earlier on as well.
It's just been an incredible season so far. Look, the championship has been set the bar way, way higher. A lot of these guys are rivalry forming at round one, and that's continued all the way through the season. A lot of upsets. And yeah, let's talk about qualifying. You mentioned that briefly just then, Sarah. Qualifying was insane. Some of these guys were pushing beyond the limit. They were pushing too far. They absolutely ruined their cars. And Martin Cowley, Paul Cunningham getting themselves way up their order. Mike Walton getting himself way up in the mix. But look, we're talking about qualifying. Let's talk about our first place qualifier, Sarah. Matt Carter, 99-point run.
I've never seen anything like it in the entire season, and it's got to be the highest score that the judges have given out. A 99-point run.
Well, it is, yeah. It is the highest scoring run that we've seen this season. And Matt Carter come back to the UK and he said, I've only come for one thing, and that's to mess up the championship. And he has done that this weekend at the moment because he's clawed some of those points away from our championship contenders. But we're talking about championships. We're talking about qualifying. Let's talk about the other end of qualifying. 23rd place qualifier, and Aramis Vaskelis.
Yeah, I mean, this guy, he's stormed the entire season, but then he got to the NEC, didn't even qualify. I mean, that threw everything into contention. He came back very strong last round at Three Sisters. Something's looking a bit sketchy for him today. Well,
look, his second qualifying run, he shut the car down, he headed straight back into the pits. I had a word with a few of the other guys around the track, and they said, look, it sounded like his gearbox had gone. So maybe, you know, Vaskelis can't even make it out to battle Adam Simmons. And we're talking about championships. The Constructors' Championship is also going to be handed out this weekend. And Slide Motorsport and Lunatic School are both battling for that championship this weekend. And Adam Simmons will meet Aramis Vaskelis in one of the first battles we're going to see this evening. So Adam Simmons said to me, he is going to take down Vaskelis and do it for the UK, and he's going to help his good friend out, Martin Monocot, seal that championship.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a battle that's got more to ride on than just them getting through, isn't it? It's the Constructors is in this as well.
Exactly that. Look, we're talking about championships. For you guys that can't remember way back at round one, let's take a quick look at our season review.
Round one of the British Drift Championship headed for Teesside Autodrome, where Mike Walton battled it out with 2017 Pro-Am champion Scott Cartledge. But the experience of Cartledge proved too much for Walton, and he ended in fourth. Aramis Vaskelis entered the championship in style, and after an incredible one more time battle with Paul Smokey Smith, he took home his first win of the season. Round two, and we headed north to Europe's only purpose-built drift track, Driftland. Pro-Am driver Hugh Saville found himself in the third place battle against Irishman Robin Neeson. Martin Monocot launched his championship campaign in the final battle against Aramis Vaskelis and eventually took down the Lithuanian lunatic, securing his place in a year-long battle between the two for the championship title. Round three, and we were back at a soaking wet Teesside. After a tough battle, Simmons took the third spot on the podium from Matt Walker, but once again it was Aramis Vaskelis who found himself in the final. This time he was facing Ricky Lawrence. Ricky rocked the championship and took the top spot, leaving Vaskelis in his smoke. Round four of the British Drift Championship returned to the NEC in Birmingham. Possibly the biggest upset of the weekend was championship leader Aramis Vaskelis failing to qualify, leaving him with no points, opening the championship back up. Third place on the podium was claimed by Oliver Bolton after he defeated Alistair Sutton. The final battle was a pro-drift lockdown, with their drivers Alan Hines and Martin Monocot going head-to-head. Irish boy Hines took the win, but Monocot's second place saw him take the championship lead by 2 points ahead of Vaskelis. Round 5 was at Three Sisters in Wigan. Martin Monocot's car was plagued with troubles all weekend, and although he made it to the third place battle against Adam Simmons, his car failed as he left the line. If that wasn't bad enough for Monocot, championship rival Vaskelis was back on form and headed into the final battle with Oliver Evans. Ultimately, it was Aramis who won and enters the final round with a 9-point lead.
So this championship is all still to play for, with so many twists and turns. Ian, I mean, Ricky Lawrence, he's been definitely one to watch this season, but he has not had luck on his side today, has he?
No, he certainly hasn't. No, he failed to qualify that car, taking a big impact at the wall in his first qualifying run, and then he didn't make it out for his second one. Look, he was fourth in the championship, fifth in the championship, and now he's going to be bleeding points away, and you can see people like Adam Simmons, Oliver Bolton start to climb up. So, I mean, look, we see a complete change in the championship yesterday in our Pro-Am competition, and I think we're going to see that tonight. I think we could see anything happen. We're going to see a complete mix-up of the top 5 at least. That's safe to say.
Absolutely. I mean, the Pro-Ams yesterday, they took amazingly to this track. Even seeing Paul Cunningham get right up there in the qualifying today as well. So he's doing absolutely amazingly. The track itself, I said earlier on, it looks kind of slow. It's not a fast track. How wrong was I? They are sending it round there full throttle. It is so much faster than I ever thought.
Yeah, it's a very, very fast track indeed, and it deserves respect. You can't come into this track and and think you can walk away out of here with throwing your weight around. You have to look after yourself on this track. We've proved that in qualifying. A lot of guys got taken down. We're talking about the track. There's one man, our good friend Matt House. He had a walk around this track yesterday, and he picked up some of the key points that this track requires for you guys. So let's take a look at our track guide.
It's the final. We're at Buxton. It's a banked oval. It's the longest circuit that we have had so far this year. We've got 13 clipping points. Let's go check them out. So as they come into this clip 1, which is basically the initiation point just before we get onto that concrete wall surrounding this awesome circuit. So clip 2 is actually a full drifting zone coming around this whole corner. Massive section for them to get right up and close on this wall, but no room for error. So as they come around that bottom corner through clips 1 and 2, as they're coming up to clips 3 and 4, they're actually cutting back through the middle of the oval to then take the bottom section and then come back across again, and then they're going to be finishing in a first time only for BDC. We have a roundabout before the finish.
Thanks to Matt House, our man on the ground, and he'll be getting that microphone into the cockpits of some of these guys' cars tonight and find out what's going on. I'm giving the thumbs up to our start line marshal Toby to warm up the first pair of tyres on the first battle of our top 24 for the final time in 2019.
I can't believe that this is going to be the final time that we're going to see these battles. I mean, I can't believe the season is done already.
It's done already.
But it's not done. We don't know who's going to take this yet. It is not done yet.
We say it's done, but it isn't done. It's far from done. So first battle in our top 24 will be Julie Robinson to take on Luke Barker. This is for a spot in the top 16, and they will go through to battle Matt Carter and whoever it is, whatever contender. They've got a tough battle on their hands. They move into the top 16. Julie Robinson, though, this weekend comes with a whole wealth of experience. She's been driving in the British Drift Championship from day one, so she knows how to put a car around a track. But she's up against Luke Barker, the man that went to Ireland and took second place in the Drift Games National Championship. Now he comes back to the UK and he's trying to find that form. You mentioned it earlier, Sarah. He hasn't found form just yet.
He hasn't in the UK so far. He's been plagued with car problems which have just stopped him, but he is looking on form this weekend. The car's been running brilliantly and he's showing what he can do behind the wheel as well. But equally, Julie Robinson, I've never seen her looking so strong this season, so this could be anyone's game.
Well, we're off the line and we are ready to rock and roll. Buxton for our first battle in our top 24 here for the final round of 2019. Robinson gets that car in to the outer zone. You can see Luke Barker just hold back ever so slightly. Now Barker trusting the experience of Julie Robinson as they come down through the middle of the circuit. Nice transition from Barker as Julie Robinson fires a flame in the face of the young gun. Barker, undeterred, gets onto the back bumper at Nissan Skyline, and Robinson knows if she just keeps a clean qualifying line here, she could do some damage to Barker. Barker dials on a little bit too much angle. He's going to find himself way down that bank. Oh, but Julie Robinson has to straighten up and reinitiate. And Luke Barker does a very nice job there of keeping that car drifting behind as they bring it round about across the finish line. Show some appreciation, Buxton, for our top 24 drivers.
Yeah, a little straighten up from Julie there, but she's up against a tough contender. Luke is one hell of a driver. Let's see what happens when the roles are reversed. Can she chase him down?
Well, they're going to make their way back to the start line and get themselves lined up ready to rock and roll. And you know how I don't like doing shout-outs?
Yeah.
You know how I don't like them, and people always message me on Messenger and say, can you do me a favour?
And then you ignore it, so they message me and I have to do it.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to do this one because I'm feeling generous this evening.
Go on then.
So a massive shout out to Rebecca Lees, who just messaged me saying, can you do me a favour? Can you do me a shout out? So there you go, Rebecca. Thanks for coming down and supporting British Drift Championship. So they're on the line and we are ready to go. It will be Barker now to lead out Robinson, and you know what? Barker knows that Robinson made that big mistake. Barker can taste success. He comes off the line. The power in that car now is going to be a big contender in this after the battle. Locking up the front wheel as he heads towards the wall. Luke Barker puts foot to floor, starts to drive away, and you can see Julie Robinson shallowing up the angle, really trying to pedal that car through the middle of the track. And Robinson's going to attempt to make a dive into that front clipping point, but look at the distance that Luke Barker has managed to put between him and Julie Robinson. He's absolutely flying right now as Barker gets himself nice and high up on the bank. Little dab of the foot brake for Luke Barker as he finds his way into the roundabout. And Julie Robinson is just going to enter the roundabout as Luke Barker exits it. And across the line they both go, and I just think it's a matter of car in this one.
I think it's got to be, hasn't it? I mean, we know that Luke's got a very high-powered car, and he's just kind of left Julie in the smoke there. Was she cutting the track too much to try and gain the proximity on Luke? Possibly so.
Who knows? There we go. Decisions in. Luke Barker takes the win and advances through to the top 16. And yeah, no need to go to the judges. The separation in proximity just being the killer there. So those guys are going to get out of the car in front of the judging area. As they get out of the car, ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys to make some noise for these, because they put everything on the line. They've battled all year, and look at that, Luke Barker finally finding some redemption. And now Luke Barker finds himself in the top 16. So there we go, yeah, once again Luke Barker receiving that decision. He takes the win against Julie Robinson and advances on, and he'll be happy with that one. Sarah finally finding some form.
Definitely, it is well deserved. Unfortunately for Julie, not her day there, but she was up against a very tough contender in Luke Barker. When his car's on form, he's got the skill behind the wheel that he needs, so it's brilliant to see him getting a result that he's been longing for really all of this season over in the UK. Yeah,
it certainly is. So those guys are going to make their way off the track, and we're going to warm up the next battle, and that will be, well, a big one, to be honest with you, because what an upset. We didn't realise we'd see this. We thought that Martin Monocot would bring that form that he's brought all year, but unfortunately not playing out this year. Just dropped outside of that top 8, guaranteeing himself a space in top 16. And Martin Monocot now, he faces off against Hayden Cruikshank.
Yeah, he's got to battle it out now to earn his place and keep his foot in the championship door, really. I mean, Hayden Cruikshank, he's kind of on a wing and a prayer right now, because we didn't think he was going to get back out earlier on, and his car seems to be just holding up enough to get him through to this, so he's going to be wanting it every day.
That's an understatement, Sarah.
If you go and have a look at this car a little bit closer up later on, it's been stretched in all directions to trying to get it back to something like straightened up. It's
literally held together with hopes and dreams at the moment, but nevertheless, Hayden Cruikshank is going to come off the line to battle Martin Monocot, and Monocot knows that he needs to get inside of this top 16 to win this championship, or stand any chance of taking down the Kellis later on tonight. Look at this, as Monocot comes flying through the middle of the circuit, and again, big separation in opening up, and I think that is going to be a big key tonight. Separation, no proximity from these guys. As Monocot puts foot to floor, you can see all the lights decorating the front of that car, and flames banging out upon it from that external wastegate, as Monocot sticks that car to the wall and keeps this one safe, doesn't go too mad, just tries to drive away, puts himself firmly onto the roundabout, and across the finish line was Martin Monocot and Hayden Cruikshank.
Yeah, Martin Monocot really putting in a safe run there, but showing what he can do as well, and just leaving Hayden Cruikshank lost in the smoke a little bit. I mean, poor Cruikshank there, he's just really trying to limp that car home and just get some kind of result out of the best he can today, really.
Yeah, for sure. Look, at the end of the day, Hayden Cruikshank would have had that accident, and they would have gone back to the paddock, and a lot of the guys would have said, this car is unrepairable. Yeah. I don't know if we can get this car back out. And Hayden Cruikshank said, well, if we can, we're just going to go and send it and have some fun. So there we go, thumbs up all round, and it now will be Hayden Cruikshank to lead and Martin Monocot to give chase. And let me tell you what, whoever wins this battle and goes through will be taking on Christian's Birkhoffs. So again, not an easy contender. No. And we are off the line, pyrotechnics flying off the start line. You can see Martin Monocot knows not to give any room, but a little wobble there from Martin Monocot as he has adjusted the car, expecting Cruikshank to get nice and close to that wall, and he doesn't. As Cruikshank doing everything he can to get that car. Oh, wow! Wow! Martin Monocot avoids contact and puts in a perfect overtake as Hayden Cruikshank shuts that car down. Now Martin Monocot gets himself up onto the wall, and Martin Monocot will be thinking to himself, this is it, this is my weekend. Can I take home the 2019 British Drift Championship? Well, right now, Martin Monocot looks like he's finally found that form. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise and show some appreciation for Martin Monocot and Hayden Cruikshank.
Martin Monocot absolutely on fire there. Unfortunately for Cruikshank, that just did not go well for him, and Martin Monocot did an absolutely unbelievable overtake. Was he watching Martin Cowley yesterday?
He watched Martin Cowley and he said, I can do that. He said, you watch, I can do that, that's for sure. Watch this. They come through, and you can see a little wobble there from Martin Monocot as he avoids making contact. Hayden Cruikshank's car just didn't look like it wanted to make his way up onto the bank and up onto the wall. As they come down, you can see handbrakes, double handbrakes again, and that car, all four wheels look a big understeer from Hayden Cruikshank. And Martin Monocot using Hayden Cruikshank as a mobile clipping point.
Unbelievable. I tell you what, it shows what skill these drivers have got sometimes to avoid some of the contact that's potentially out there, especially when you're doing those kind of speeds as well.
Yeah, they're not messing around. So decision in, slide them left for Monocot, right for Hayden Cruikshank. And there we go, unanimous, say it! By Monocot gets the win and advances through, taking out Hayden Cruikshank. And as I said, Hayden Cruikshank, he would just be thinking himself lucky that he managed to get out and even managed to qualify.
Yeah, he will. He'll be taking that on the chin this time. I think, unfortunately, he was limping that car round and getting a result as best he could. And do you know what? He gave it as good as he got there. And he is up against one of the championship leaders there, so, you know, fair enough. He brought what he could.
Yeah, he certainly did. So we look back onto the screen for the next battle graphic, and it will be Josh King now to take on Stu Jones. Both these guys pushing very, very hard this weekend, and two Pro-Am drivers find themselves in the Pro class.
Yeah, it just shows the level of skill these drivers have got and what they're pushing out there when they can actually make it to the battles in the Pro class, really.
Yeah, so there we go, top 24 and a top 16 awaits. So Stu Jones, again, on borrowed time this weekend, having some fun. Josh King will want some redemption after getting taken out in top 32 yesterday in the Pro-Am class and losing that Pro Championship at the last hurdle. That's, it's left a bitter taste in the mouth of Josh King right now, and he'll be looking alongside him saying, well, we've battled before all season, I know Stu Jones, and we've been together all year and made this journey all the way to the final, and now we're in the Pro class and we're going to do it again. So we have got a little bit of oil on the track there by the looks of things. Coming from the back of one of those cars. So we're just waiting to get that cleaned up before we send these guys off the line. As you can see, Josh King and Stu Jones backing up, ready to warm the tyres on the back of their car once again, once we get the all clear from our track marshals. So it does look like we have got the all clear, and our track marshal track manager Toby up in the tower is looking at me saying, can we have the thumbs up, can we get this action underway? We sure can, Toby. So we get the thumbs up there, we tell those guys to warm the tyres on the back of their car, and we will get underway with this battle with Josh King to take on Stu Jones. I've started something now, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've definitely started saying that. I'll tell you why in a minute. So on the line, ready to rock and roll, Josh King to lead, Stu Jones to give chase. And here we go. Josh King looking for some redemption, looking for a bittersweet end to his weekend. And look at this as they go to the wall. Stu Jones just backing out of it ever so slightly, giving Josh King the room to manoeuvre. But maybe he gave him too much room now as Josh King starts to pull away. Those Velino tyres on the back of that BMW gripping up. He's starting to pull some gap between him and Stu Jones as King fires it back onto the wall but doesn't make it all the way up there, and you can see Stu Jones using the brakes to slow that car down to avoid contact with the back end of Josh King's car. They come round the roundabout and Stu Jones hammers it to the wall and across the line.
Yeah, the first half of that run there for Josh King, he was so far up to the wall, but the second half he just kind of backed off a little bit. Was he feeling the pressure from Stu behind him possibly, because Stu did put in a very, very good chase.
Yeah, he certainly did. Very, very good stuff there from Stu Jones and Josh King. People are sending me videos of their dog watching the drifting from the truck. Andy Reid sending me a video of her dog watching the drifting from the truck. So there we go, off the line. Stu Jones now to lead. Sparks fly from the back of Stu Jones' car as he throws everything at it. And Stu Jones now putting a little bit of separation between him. Oh, on contact with the wall. Just upsets the line, but Josh King has shut it down. And Josh King has stopped drifting as he lets Stu Jones finish up this run. And Josh King's weekend, Sarah, just does not get any easier.
It certainly does not. I mean, I know it's Josh that shut that down, but did he shut it down because of Stu? Will the reward, Stu for that? Because he did tap the wall, but he's stuck in there and held it. Is that what caused Josh to back off?
Well, I mean, he stayed in it, and there was no real reason for Josh King to back out of it that quickly. I mean, there was some separation as well between those guys. It wasn't like Josh King was on the door to say, So
no, that's it. So
judges will be looking at that, and I'm pretty sure that they have come to a clear-cut decision. Here we go. We're going to look at a replay of this one. And we can see the door open. Josh King making his way out of the car. Just trying to get that replay, not wanting to play ball tonight. Not wanting
to replay there, was it?
Oh, there we go, ladies and gentlemen, they're out of the car. And a little bit of friendly banter between Stu Jones there and Josh King. So judges do want to see a replay of this, trying to find out a replay. I mean, so judges want to see a replay to see exactly what is going on with Josh King's car, whether it was a mechanical failure or he just shut down. Like you said, Sarah, did he shut down because of Stu Jones making that contact with the wall? Well, decisions in, slide them left for Josh King, right for Stu Jones, who's taking it through to the top 16. Oh, there we go, unanimous. Stu Jones gets the win. Stu Jones gets the win and advances through. And obviously the straight and the stopping of drifting there from Josh King, knocking himself out of competition. Oh, he broke a drive shaft, we're being told from our track marshal. So he broke a drive shaft, and that's it.
That makes a lot of sense then.
Makes it, yeah, it's not like he he backed out. He thought Stu Jones was, trying to play games, should we say? Play games.
That's it. But bittersweet for Josh. I mean, he's got this far. He'll be so happy with that, but it's just a shame to go out when it's not even something that you've done. It was out of your control.
So there we go, we're moving along to the next battle. It will be Cole Forar now to take on Stefanoff. And I am looking down, and do you know what? I can only see one car making their way round to the start line, and it is the car of Cole Forar. So it does look like Stefanoff unfortunately could not get that car repaired, ready to come back out to battle. And you know what a shame, what a sad end to his campaign this year.
Absolutely. Again, it's not the way these drivers want to go out, and I think this would have been such an interesting battle between these two drivers, because they're both completely different styles, and I love it. So that would have been really, really good to see. But on this occasion, unfortunately for Stefan, that's his season done.
So there we go, and Cole Forar saying that he doesn't want to take a buy run. So Cole Forar opting out to do a buy run. So Cole Forar said, look, I don't want to do a buy run. I'm gonna save the car, save the tyres. I'm just going to park it up. All he had to do was roll through the start line. So all Cole Forar had to do to win the battle was make it to the start line and roll through it. He did that. He activated the battle. Therefore, he wins that battle and advances through to the top 16. So Cole Forar will park that car up and leave it there. And we'll move on to the next battle tonight. It will be Oliver Evans now to take on Nathan Shivers. And this is a big one for Oliver Evans because he's third in the championship at the moment.
Absolutely, and Nathan's looking on form this weekend. He's been doing some really, really good runs, and whoever gets through is going to be going up against Paul Cunnington, so there's a whole lot of pressure to deal with after they do this battle.
Yeah, there certainly is, and we can see both those guys are warming up the tyres, ready to do battle. And Nathan Shivers, as mentioned earlier, had a big impact with a similar track to this many moons ago, and said that he was very, very scared to come here. He was very worried, couldn't get his head around it. He had flashbacks saying that this could happen again. I could write my car off and hurt myself again.
That's it. And then when he did come back in after doing some practice earlier on, I saw his face, and you could just see how the worry had gone. He was enjoying himself, and he was feeling quite comfortable on the track.
Yeah, comfortable indeed, as he qualified in 18th position. Just below Oliver Evans. Well, they're off the line now, and Evans, well, he knows that there's some wounded drivers at the top end of the championship this weekend, so he's going to try and do everything he can to get himself way up the order. Oh, what a big mistake there from Nathan Shivers. He found himself on the wrong line and had to straighten that car up and reinitiate. Now he goes very wide on that front clipping point, and Nathan Shivers starting to get lost in a cloud of smoke thrown up by Oliver Evans, as the Welshman absolutely flies and sticks the back end onto the wall. And a little dab of the foot brake there from Evans as he pulls the front of the car away from the wall, gets himself set up nicely into the roundabout. Well, Oliver Evans takes down all those final cones as Shivers finally catches back up again.
Yeah, you can see Shivers just catching him back up at the end there, throwing some smoke up into the grandstand to say, I think he was a bit frustrated with that. He knows he's got better in him, but he was lost in the smoke of Oliver Evans, I think, and he had absolutely no chance of trying to keep up with that.
No chance whatsoever for Nathan Shivers, and we can see the back end of Oliver Evans' car slowly shedding body pedals. It is slowly.
It's just weight saving, you know. They're only held on by like 2 cable ties anyway, because they lose them that often.
Maximum of 2 cable ties.
That's it. So that'll be Malx down there trying to take the bumper off out the way.
Cautiously removing that rear bumper on the back of Oliver Evans' car.
One owner.
Here we go, foot action. There we go, off she comes. Yeah, that's it. Job done.
I'll be on eBay in a minute.
No messing around for Malx. He doesn't care. He just wants to get the action flowing and keep everyone entertained. So with the bumper safely removed and carefully removed from the back of Oliver Evans' car, we'll get this battle underway. And it now will be Oliver Evans chase down Nathan Shivers. Door slam shut of Oliver Evans' car. And he knows that Shivers made that mistake. Scott Woodman on the radio saying, play this one cool, give him some room to manoeuvre. They come in very hot, big angle thrown on by Nathan Shivers, but he's well down off that wall. We can see him now starting to work the back end with that hill performance, S13 into those outside clipping zones. Oh, Oliver Evans comes in very hot, almost pushes Nathan Shivers to the wall. Oliver Evans backs out of it, now jumps back onto the side of that hill performance, S13 of Nathan Shivers, and now Evans is going to make another dive up to the side of Nathan Shivers, but Shivers way down off the bank. Shivers way off that wall, but Oliver Evans sticks to it. Oh, what a shutdown from Nathan Shivers as he straightens massively, has to re-initiate as he gets himself into the roundabout. Oh, Evans on the back bumper, incredible stuff.
That dive from Evans there at the end of the straight, that was fantastic. From this angle, it looks like he's going to go straight into the door of Nathan Shivers, but he probably nearly did, to be fair.
I thought Oliver Evans was going to go over the top of Nathan Shivers, over the fence and land in the camping field.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go around the speedway track for a little trip around, but...
So there we go, those guys pull up to receive the decision. As they get out of the car, show some appreciation, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go, judges' decisions in, and there we go, Oliver Evans takes the win. Oliver Evans takes the win and advances through to the top 16, taking down Nathan Shivers. So Oliver Evans, he moves through, and some really good battles stacking up for the top 16.
This is going to be...
It's going to be dangerous.
Crazy, yeah.
Once again, it's going to be dangerous because these guys that are all stacking up are just a little bit slightly mentally unstable. I'm going to say that.
To be honest, they'd probably agree with you.
Yeah, I think they would. I think they'd all say, yeah, I'm not quite right. Ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So, when we get a look at that, the windscreen wipers on Adam Simmons' car, and rain has started to fall here at Buxton. That could change things massively. Now this one a big one. We spoke about this one earlier in the pre-show, me and Sarah, and we said Adam Simmons, the higher qualifier, takes on Aramis Vaskelis and Simmons. Well, they're not only battling it out for that Constructors' Trophy, but Adam Simmons said he's going to do this for the UK. He's going to hold this one together, and he's going to do it for his good friend Martin Monocot. He's going to stop Vaskelis in his tracks. Well, he has got a huge task on his hands right now as Adam Simmons. And Adam Simmons, the man with all the experience here at Buxton. This is where he learned his trade. This is where he cut his teeth. Can he put all that on the line right now? They come off the line. It will be Simmons to lead in Vaskelis for a spot in the top 16 and an early initiation from both these guys. And now look at Vaskelis as he starts to find the side of that little BMW Z4. Small amount of wavering from both of those as they come in to outside. Oh, but what's Vaskelis done? Vaskelis made a massive mistake in the middle of the circuit. Almost come to a complete straight in there. He had to clutch kick that car and get himself back into the game now as Simmons fires down in front of the judging tower. Big handbrake drag from Simmons. Vaskelis fires up onto the side of Adam Simmons' BMW Z4. Left foot braking from both these guys. They come into the roundabout. Vaskelis once again gets himself caught up and he straightens once again. Vaskelis looks like a wounded deer right now as they bring it across the line.
Vaskelis just could not contain all 1,000 horsepower of that car right there. He was just flying up to Adam Simmons, but he just needed to rein it in a bit, didn't he? And he just seemed like he was sort of going over the top with it a bit. He needed to reel it back.
So there we go. Adam Simmons right now be sitting there thinking, well, I mean, he's making mistakes left, right, centre here. Has Vaskelis got what it takes, or is he going to crumble? Is he going to crumble at the last moment? Well, we're about to find out. He is going to pull to the line, and you can see he's ready. That car battered and bruised, missing a headlight, missing body panels. No, whoa, look at this. Vaskelis calls over the start line marshal. There's problems with that car. Oh, I can see the hands in the air. Is he finished? Oh, and it looks like we could potentially, we're getting called over one of our marshals. Is Vaskelis out of competition? Could we see the championship decided right now? Is he going to call a 5-minute rule or what? Or how is this even going to work right now? Oh, Vaskelis arm out the window, signalling the marshals. Sarah.
What on earth is going to happen now? I mean, I'm nervous up here, sat waiting to see. I mean, Vaskelis, if he can't do this, battle, it's going to go in Adam's favour. And like you said, it's not just the constructors.
Did that car just cut out? I mean, this might be the situation, and I'm hearing a little bit from the judges. I wonder if that car just cut out, possibly, because you have to leave the start line under your own power.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that car is broken and he maybe needs a bump start, and he can't do that, I don't think. I don't believe he can get a bump start from our marshal, so our marshal's relaying this information backwards and forwards, and as soon as we find out, we're going to let you guys know that this could be a big upset for the championship. And it looks like he's going to get pushed through the start line, so that car, yeah, getting a bump start. Can this car even make it around Sarah? This is huge. Martin Monocot right now will be sitting in the paddock or standing at the back of the grandstand looking, thinking, what is going on? Well, Vaskelis gets that car running.
This could give Martin Monocot the chance he needs. Now he's got a battle as well for this to get into the top 16, so...
Well, he gets a bump start and we get the thumbs up all round. He says he's ready to rock and roll. That car running now. Says he's got an issue with the alternator. It's not charging the batteries. He's going to try and make it round as he fires that car into outside zone 1. And look at Adam Simmons glued to the side of that E46 BMW now. The power becomes a problem as Vaskelis unleashes 1,000 horsepower, tries to drive away from Adam Simmons, but huge mistakes from Vaskelis in the first run could have cost him this battle. At the moment, he's going to throw everything that he has got, that he's used to this one, as Adam Simmons fires down, trying to look for the side of that E46 BMW. Once again, Vaskelis throws big angle on it. That opens the door for Adam Simmons. Adam Simmons onto the side and a big dive. Oh, contact as they go into the roundabout. And Simmons has to stop drifting. Wow.
I don't think this battle could have been any more tense.
Well, Adam Simmons knew he had to push 110% against Vaskelis.
And do you know what he did? I mean, the dive he made down the bottom there, his proximity was great to Vaskelis, but what happened at the end there? Did he cause Adam to, you know, straighten up? I don't know what happened.
Well, we're going to take a quick look back at the replay here of the first run. You can see that massive straight in the middle of the circuit, and you can see Vaskelis handbraking for quite a long time. It's a prolonged moment of straightening from Vaskelis. They come through the middle of the circuit. He makes another little wobble there, not too much of a mistake that time from Vaskelis. And then Vaskelis gets himself a little bit caught up here, as you can see, a nice transition into the roundabout, but then shuts down massively, and I do believe he straight lines once again in the roundabout, so who knows, this one big, this one for the championship, the Constructors' Championship, and this one for the championship in itself, and could Adam Simmons just have helped Martin Monocot move closer to taking the 2019 championship?
There's every possibility he could have just done that.
Well, you can see there Vaskelis looking scrappy, not on that perfect qualifying line, and he's doing everything he can to try and drive away from Adam Simmons. Adam, yeah, in front of the judging tower, a little straight in there, judges pointing that one out, very shallow angle, barely kept drifting in front of the judging tower. Could this one go one more time? Could these cars even go one more time?
That's another question, isn't it? If that is the case, if the judges call it one more time, is Vaskelis' car able to do that? It's obviously having some problems.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, they are down there. Vaskelis saying, I've got no windscreen wipers either, so if it rains, I'm in big trouble. But good friends behind the scenes and enemies, sworn enemies inside the track, and Vaskelis pointing to Simmons saying, I think he thinks he's got it. I think Vaskelis thinks that Simmons got it, but Simmons makes a big error here. Look at this, comes into the roundabout.
Yeah, he does make an
error. And he straightens, he completely stops drifting. Is that enough? Are those mistakes by Simmons, you know, the two straightens, are they the same, do they equal out the same straightens that Vaskelis put down in his chase run? That's what the judges are going to be taking a look at.
Absolutely, this is the question.
Oh, so there you go, decision is in. Slide him left for Adam Simmons, right for Aramis Vaskelis, and 1 vote for Simmons. Oh, Adam Simmons gets the win! Adam Simmons gets the win and takes Aramis Vaskelis out of competition, and look at the dejected look on Vaskelis' face. He throws the door open on that car and slams it shut, and that is it. Vaskelis knows the championship could potentially be done right here. He makes his way off of the circuit. Wow, big upset. Judges, we need to quickly go to you. That one, not an easy decision at all.
No, that wasn't. So what that all comes down to is 110-0 was scored in that battle. That was in the Adam Simmons' lead run. Skellis' lead run with Adam Simmons chasing. As they came into the roundabout, what we saw was Skellis over-rotate massively, coming just into the roundabout there. He shot onto the inside of the roundabout. Adam had nowhere to go, nowhere at all. The door was completely shut. That there caused the 10-0, which gives Adam the win.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, big upset in the championship, right in top 24, and it does look like we're being told that Forar does have to put through a buy run. He said that he drove through the start line, so that activated the run, but judges saying no, you have to actually drift a full pass of the circuit as if it was your lead run.
So so he has to just basically put in a complete run. It's not obviously scored because we can't compare him to anyone else.
No, and I kind of see where Forar was coming from, because he said I rolled through the start line, so I activated the run. But cheekily enough, the judges said, yeah, you're kind of bending the rules a little bit, Forar. Yeah, you can roll through the start line and activate the run, but you have to do a full pass of the circuit. So Forar right now out on circuit. Unfortunately, Stefanoff out of competition. Forar moves on into the top 16. And once we get this one done and dusted, we will keep the action flowing, and up next it will be Willie Hanna to take on Alistair Sutton. So Alistair Sutton, we'll make that official with our graphic. Forar getting the win, the Gentleman's Drift Club, and moving through. So Willie Hanna now up next against Alistair Sutton. Willie Hanna having such a good weekend.
Brilliant weekend, and I'll tell you what, under these lights, I think his car's got to win the best in show, because he's reflecting.
It's not a car show.
Yeah, well, it's near enough, isn't it?
He took the back end of it earlier, so
it's like
he wouldn't
a car
win
show with
show
a
and
difference. Well, he'd take the Shine award. I'm not sure what show and shine, but it's the shiniest
I think he takes the show award, not the Shine award. So there we go, you can see the graphic up on screen. It will be a Nissan Skyline R33 to take on a Nissan S14. RB25 to take on a BMW V8. Who's the stronger contender right now? Well, Alistair Sutton, we know, has got a very good technical driving, a very good line driver, and Willie Hanna can trust that of Alistair Sutton's. But Willie Hanna right now giving Alistair Sutton some room to manoeuvre. Willie Hanna getting very deep into those outside zones and a nice transition. He's going to sacrifice a little bit of the line there to try and gain some proximity. Maybe underestimated how fast Alistair Sutton is around this circuit. Alistair Sutton transition in front of the judging tower as Willie Hanna gets that car now, trying to rein in the side of Alistair Sutton's S14. Sutton keeps on that nice qualifying line, flicks himself into the roundabout. He's very wide though and opens the door massively for Willie Hanna to try and gain some proximity.
Yeah, two very different cars and very different drivers there. Alistair Sutton, I think in a lower powered car than Willie Hanna, but like you say, very
massively.
Yeah, but you say, very technical driver, so
yeah, incredibly
he must be good
technical
he must be good to follow. Like you said, he can trust what he's going to do.
Yeah, you know he's very, you know, you watch Alistair Sutton drive, you can stick it to the door, and you know he's not going to make any silly mistakes. He's not going to play any dirty games. Yeah. He's only got 280 horsepower in that S14.
That's baby, isn't it?
It's baby, especially in the pro grid, especially with these pro drivers when they're all pushing, you know, onwards and upwards of 600-700 horsepower. So Alistair Sutton knows he can't play any of those dirty games. He can't, you know, left foot brake in places and try and slow himself down to beat those drivers. He has to stick it on the line and stick it, you know, exactly where the judges want to see it. So Alistair Sutton's one of those guys you can trust as a lead driver now. Alistair Sutton will be taking a look across though, saying, is Willie Hanna one of those guys that I can trust as a lead driver? They come off the line and through the gears. Nice clutch kick initiation from Willie Hanna. He drops down out of the outer zone. And you can see Alistair Sutton shallowing up the angle, nosing the front end of that S14 in. A little straighten there though from Sutton as they come through the middle of the circuit. Willie Hanna goes very wide on a nice line there as he changes himself right up, down, up into the wall once again. You can see Alistair Sutton tagging onto the back bumper at Nissan Skyline. Oh, but a big mistake from Sutton. You can see that car having to be reinitiated after an error coming off of that outside zone. And now they transition into the roundabout. Sutton starting to gain some lost ground back. He does get onto the door. It's too late for Alistair Sutton.
Yeah, up until that point I was just about to say, and I don't know which way this is going to go. I think there was a couple of small errors from both drivers, but until Alistair made that big mistake and he had to reinitiate on that bottom corner, I think that was possibly sealed his fate.
I'm possibly going to think that could be you know, an opposite drift. I'm going to go as far as saying that could be an opposite drift, and we've seen a little bit of that yesterday, and we see the guys getting knocked out for that in battle. So decisions inside and left for Willie Hanna, right for Alistair Sutton. And there we go, unanimous, ladies and gentlemen. Willie Hanna gets the win and advances through to the top 16. Alistair Sutton out of competition. And we'll see these guys coming back next year. You know, some new builds in the pipeline, these guys getting a little bit refreshed, getting themselves dialed back in. And they're going to come back, and 2020 could be a very, very good year for these drivers. Got a lot going on behind the scenes as well in the championship, so expect big things for the British Drift Championship next year. So final battle in our top 24 will be this one, Scott Cartledge to take on Robin Neeson. So Scott Cartledge, our 2018 Pro-Am champion, takes on Robin Neeson, 700 horsepower to take on 800 horsepower. A turbo V8 to take on a 2JZ. Both Nissan S13 chassis. Well, no difference in the chassis. Not a lot of difference in power. This could come all down to driver talent, and we've seen Scott Cartledge do some real good stuff in the past.
Yeah, we certainly have, but then Robin Neeson every now and again he kind of pops up and he just blows everything out in the water, so it's anybody's game, I think, this one.
It certainly is. Well, he found himself on the podium at round 2 of the British Drift Championship.
That's it.
So what has Robin Neeson got right now? They come off the line, it will be Cartledge to lead, Robin Neeson to give chase. As we said, not a lot in it between car and power right now. And Robin Neeson will have to trust Scott Cartledge as the Irishman puts the front end of that car close to the side. Scott Cartledge's PS13, they transition very fast down the bottom end of the circuit, and that is where Neeson makes his dive up into the back bumper. He goes, backs out of it ever so slightly now, and once again squeezes the throttle. Nice transition from both those guys. Through the smoke comes Neeson. You hear him working that car as Scott Cartledge gets himself into the wall, and that throws Neeson ever so slightly. You can see him back out of it. He thought maybe Cartledge was going in to the wall. They get into the roundabout, flames thrown in the face of Neeson as they bring it across the line.
Neeson just getting a little lost in the smoke of Scott Cartledge's car there, but I think he was doing a brilliant job of chasing him down. Could have been a little bit closer, I think, to possibly overturn the judging in his favour, but we'll see how he fares when he is in the lead.
So we've got another birthday shout out.
Another one?
Another one, yeah. Shout out to Tiff Randall. It's her birthday, so happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
We had a wedding proposal as well in the halftime show.
I heard.
Yeah, we had a wedding proposal.
Congratulations.
She didn't say yes.
She didn't?
No, she did.
I was going to say, don't tell everybody that.
No, she said yes, of course she would.
Amazing.
How could you not? Yeah, fireworks. So off the line they come. Scott Cartledge banging through the gears, flames popping. Oh, Robin Neeson fails to initiate there. Scott Cartledge giving him a little nudge and gets him back up onto it. As they come through the centre of the circuit now, Robin Neeson fires up onto the wall. Very close to the wall goes Robin Neeson. Scott Cartledge hangs back ever so slightly. As they come past the judging tower, you can see Scott Cartledge giving Neeson... Oh! Scott Cartledge takes the wall, puts himself almost into it, just avoids contact. And this one, well, I mean, you talk about fireworks. We're delivering right now. Scott Cartledge is going to finish up the run. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation for Scott Cartledge and Robin Neeson.
I don't know which way that's going to go. That's...
I just want to see what happened at the beginning of that run, because it looked like Neeson either failed to initiate or the car understeered, and Scott Cartledge gave him a nudge and said, come on, let's get going.
Yeah, give him a little tap, come on. Yeah, so initially I thought, well, that's not going to go in Neeson's favour, but then by the end of the run, you've got Scott Cartledge almost taking himself out on the wall.
Well, there we go. Decisions in. Unanimous. Robin Neeson gets the win and advances through. Judges, we need to throw it back to you real quick.
Yeah, it's quite clear cut there from what you can see as Scott initiated towards the zone 9. He was in an opposite drift position, so it's a 10-0 advantage to Robin Neeson.
So there we go, a 10-0 advantage to Robin Neeson, puts him through to the top 16. And there you go, you guys in attendance, take a look at the big screen. Here is our top 16 battle graphic. First up will be Matt Carter to take on Luke Barker. After that, it will be Christian Birkhoffs to take on Martin Monocot. Oliver Bolton faces off against Stu Jones. Martin Cowley takes on Carl Forar. Paul Cunningham takes on Oliver Evans. Dave Egan takes on Adam Simmons. Mike Walton takes on William Hanna. And William Rose takes on Robin Neeson. Wow, what a stacked top 16.
That is an unbelievable lineup. I would love to say I could guess what's going to happen, but who knows? I mean, the action that we had yesterday with the Pro-Ams was out of this world, and this Pro competition tonight is just all to play for.
So there we go, first battle of the day pulls up to the start line in our top 16. And you can see that car looking straight again after it took some serious contact to the wall. Matt Carter, your first place qualifier, pulls up to the line and he will lead out Luke Barker. And Luke Barker, well, he would have been looking for an easier run, to be honest with you.
I think he would have been hoping for an easier run. This poor lad has put in so much this year to try and get any kind of run in with the problems he's had with this car, and so to be up against our top qualifier, really, that's a lot of pressure.
Well, if there's one thing that Luke Barker knows, and that is that Matt Carter's going to go hard. Can Matt Carter, rein it in that 5%, go as hard as what he did in qualifying, but make it, a chaseable lead.
Yeah.
So we get the thumbs up all round. We get the thumbs up from our start line marshal. It will be Carter to lead in, Barker for a spot in the Great 8. Off the line they go, and here we are. Flames banging from both cars. So Luke Barker knows that Matt Carter is going to be nice and high on the bank, and Carter does rein it in ever so slightly. Just keeps the back end of that skyline away. But look at the amount of smoke that Matt Carter is firing in the face of Luke Barker. They come flying onto the wall, and Luke Barker holds his breath and takes the dive to try and get up onto the side as Matt Carter, but he just can't find the door of the door hunter. He sticks it back into the middle of the circuit, and Carter makes a massive mistake, washes way down. Luke Barker has to shallow up massively to avoid contact. They come into the roundabout. Barker tagging the back end as Matt Carter's car, they get it to the wall and across the line.
Wow, what a run. I can't see the grandstand anymore, it's disappeared in the smoke. I think Luke did a great job of chasing down Carter there, because that is a difficult car to follow.
It's just purely the amount of smoke that Matt Carter throws up. You have to be on the door to see where you're going. If you get lost in that smoke, it comes down to muscle memory, and then you just, you're relying on your senses to make sense of it. And look at that thumbs up. Luke Barker's probably thinking, never in my life did I think I'd be taking on Matt Carter. Well, they're on the line, hungry for more. They are ready to go. Anti-lag popping from the Boost Race Fuels R32 Nissan Skyline of Matt Carter. Matt Carter, look at that damage. But he's not great. He's going to try and send it. Separation opens up. Carter's going to fire it in. And you can see Luke Barker shallow up the angle. He's going to try and drive away. He's going to be very tactical now, is Luke Barker. But there is no way of getting away from the door hunter, Matt Carter, as he fires through the middle of the circuit. Shallows up and then sticks that car onto the back end of that 350Z. Luke Barker, you can see, putting foot to the floor, trying to drive away, and you can barely see these guys with the amount of smoke being thrown up. Barker doesn't get to the wall, but no proximity from Matt Carter right now as Luke Barker fires fire and smoke into the face of the two-time British Championship. Carter does find the back end, but it's too much too late as they come across the line.
If they're doing nothing else this evening, those boys are putting on a show for the crowd. That was an amazing battle from both there. I can't call it. Gonna leave it to the judges.
Very good, very good. But you know what? Separation in proximity just goes to show you how fast Luke Barker's car is. And Matt Carter will be sitting in that car thinking, did I do it? Well, here we go. Slide him left for Carter, right for Luke Barker. Brad, Ben and Ryan. Brad says Matt Carter. Oh, Ben says Matt Carter. There we go. Matt Carter gets the win and advances through. Luke Barker taken out of competition. Judges, we just quickly throw it back to you.
Yeah, what a fantastic chase run there from Luke Barker. Amazing, really good proximity. A couple of little errors, and we had a slight advantage to Luke on that one. But the chase run from Matt Carter, well, the proximity was amazing. 7-3 advantage to Matt and taking the win by 1 point.
There we go, 1 point in it, Sarah. Just goes to show you, 1 point in it.
Well done, Luke, really, for keeping up with somebody who's just done a 99-point run. Well done.
There we go. We move it along. Next battle of the night in our top 16 will be Christian's Birkhoffs to take on Martin Monocot. And again, another big battle for the championship. Monocot knows that Kellis is out of contendancies now. You know, we see that earlier. We see Adam Simmons take down Kellis, but I think Martin Monocot, he needs to at least advance to the Grade 8 to take the championship.
I mean, he does. He needs everything he can get now, and he's going to really be having everything riding on this. He's up against, really, again, quite a tough contender, because that car of Birkhoffs is something pretty special. So, I don't know. I'm going to say that a lot tonight. I just don't know what is going to happen. It could be anything.
I don't think anyone knows, and I think this is all going to come down to
the
gods, as we say, because one small mistake from either driver could end their championship, end their weekend, and everybody pushing at over 110%. So there we go, the back end of that car absolutely destroyed at Martin Monocot, but
unfazed and off the line, but look at the jump that Christian Birkhoffs got as he fires into the outside zone, and way up onto the wall goes Christian Birkhoffs. Not afraid. Oh, and he takes the back end off and keeps in it. Christian Birkhoffs is like a man possessed right now for the middle of the circuit. He came to the UK and he said, I want to prove myself that these Latvians have got what it takes, and he is certainly throwing it all out of the line right now. But look at the separation. Martin Monocot is not even to be seen in this battle at the moment as Christian Birkhoffs makes his way back up to the wall once again, and Birkhoffs has finally arrived in UK drifting. Martin Monocot desperate to find the side. Oh, and he shuts it down. He shuts it down, and contact between the guys in front of the grandstand.
Wow. Once again, I think that's the only word we're going to use. Wow. I told you we can't predict what's going to happen.
Wow. You couldn't make this up. You just couldn't even make this up. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Give a round of applause. Martin Monocot out of the car, assessing the damage. And look at this. It looks like Christian Birkhoffs did this earlier. Look at the flames.
He shut down, didn't he?
I'm going to tell you what it is. That's a misshift. He misshifted there as he went to go down from third, maybe fourth gear into third or into second to make his way round that roundabout. And he shut the car down.
Yeah. Martin had nowhere to go, so I'm going to assume that that's not going to be any points deducted for Martin.
No, the damaged front end on Martin Monocot's car, you can see it's taken quite a big impact. Now the big question is it mechanically sound enough to continue in competition? You can see Monocot taking a look at the running gear there, seeing if any of those components are damaged. Monocot right now, what is going through his mind? He's thinking this championship is almost mine to be had right now.
It's really, truly just within his reach, isn't it? I mean, he's going to be having that sort of secure thought in his mind that Vaskelis is not up there now anymore. But when you're then faced with this is going to obviously be concerning him, isn't it? He's going to be checking out for any damage. Hopefully he can continue and it is just minor. But I mean, even if you look at the back of...
But the back of Birkhoffs' car, look, I mean, that is like a serious bit of build there. You can see all that roll cage tubing surrounding the fuel cell, and Monocot's car would have took that full in the face. And you can see the back end of Birkhoffs' car looking about 5-6 inches shorter, maybe, you say?
Quite possibly on one corner. Although the other corner he did do himself, so...
you can't blame Monocot for that.
You can't, no.
Well, I mean, you look at this as a judging point of view right now and saying, well, where does either of these guys stand? I'm going to say right now that Martin Monocot obviously has a 10-0 advantage.
He has to, regardless of anything else to do with that run there. I just think it's got to have been shut down, didn't he?
Well, so our head judge, Brad McQueen, wants to have a quick word. Brad, we're throwing it over to you.
So basically at the moment where we're at is that from what we can see, Birkhoffs, as we come into the roundabout section of the track, he appeared to either shut down, miss a gear, or the clutch gave way, which caused him to straighten, and Martin had nowhere to go. So currently at the moment it sits at a 10-0 with Martin Monocot with the advantage.
So there we go. Monocot goes into the second half of this run. I mean, Monocot's just going to test his car at the back end of the circuit. We're going to allow him to drive that car to make sure he's happy with it. And look, you know what, this man, he wants his championship, Sarah. He has pulled back to the line. He says, I'm ready to go. Christian Birkhoffs, though, potentially has left the track. So has Christian Birkhoffs left the track. Will he even try to finish up the run? Also, he's called a 5-minute rule. So Christian Birkhoffs now calling a 5-minute rule to get that car repaired. We are going to move Martin Monocot off the line. We're just getting some information relayed to us from the nerds in the van saying that Matt House found out that Christian Birkhoffs has actually got a gearbox issue.
Well, that does make sense.
So he's struggling, mishift, exactly what I said, yeah. I mean, he goes to go from third to second, just cannot get it in second gear, hits the rev limiter, and if you're not in gear, you're not going anywhere, that's for sure.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Christian Birkhoffs there, well, I mean, that could be the gift that Martin Monocot needed, especially after the first half of that run, because it looked to me like Birkhoffs had that in the bag. We move it back to the start line to the next battle, and that will be a very nice one for Oliver Bolton. It will be taking on a good friend of his, Stu Jones. So Stu Jones pulls to the line to take on Oliver Bolton. Oliver Bolton coming in here and qualifying 4th place and putting the back end of that car, what is left of the back end of that car, up onto the wall. And Oliver Bolton, I spoke to him earlier on and he said to me, what do I do? And I said, just put the car on the wall some more. He said, there's not much left. I said, well, whatever there is, just stick it on the wall. And he said, fair enough. So they're off the line, ready to rock and roll. Will be Funk Motorsport's very own Oliver Bolton to take on Stu Jones. Oliver Bolton absolutely flying, sticks it to the wall, and Stu Jones knows he can trust that qualifying line of Oliver Bolton right now. And Bolton shallowing up the angle ever so slightly as he comes out of outside zone 2. Gets nice and deep into it. Stu Jones fires more angle. You can see those flashing lights lighting up the side of Bolton's car. Now Bolton starts to pull away ever so slightly. Both guys throwing big angle at the transition. For the middle circuit, big separation opens up though. The Stu Jones falls out of the fight ever so slightly. Bolton back up onto the wall once again, throwing smoke in the face of Stu Jones. They get into the roundabout. Bolton doing an absolutely incredible job in that lead position. Across the line they go.
We knew that was going to be a good battle, and it certainly was. The proximity from Stu Jones there, from some of those dives, was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, incredible stuff there from Stu Jones. Just got himself a little bit caught up here and there though.
Yeah.
Shadowed up some angle, and you can see him trying to intimidate Oliver Bolton there, getting right up close to him, you know, almost making contact, almost pushing him through the rest of the circuit. Bolton, no, unfazed. This guy been taking podiums left, right and centre in the UK this year. As we mentioned earlier, rookie in the Pro Championship. So, I mean, 22 years old, pro rookie, looking insane. I mean, Oliver Bolton's going to go a long way in UK drifting. So they're on the line, ready to rock and roll. Stu Jones ready to do some damage. Can he use all that power to pull away from Bolton? Look at Bolton, onto the side he goes, but he backs out of it to give Stu Jones some room to manoeuvre. Stu Jones now fires up nice and high into the bank, and Bolton starts to repay the favour, starts to bring the same proximity. As Bolton finds the side at S14, a little bit of separation opens up. Can Bolton make the dive? He certainly does. Look at Oliver Bolton as he makes the dive up to the door and goes wheel to back bumper. And a little bit of separation as Stu Jones uses all of the torque. And look at Stu Jones shallows up the angle, and it opens the door for Oliver Bolton. Oliver Bolton straight up onto the side of Stu Jones. Stu Jones doing everything he can as he fires big angle at it, but that's not going to deter Oliver Bolton right now as he finds the door once again, and across the line they go. Wow!
What can I say? What can I say? That was amazing. I mean, Stu really brought it.
That was a battle.
I tell you what, the proximity there, the confidence in Oliver Bolton.
Look at Stu Jones. He's in the car, punching the steering wheel, punching the roof. He just had such a good time. What a battle from these guys. Look,
amazing.
22-year-old pro rookie and a man that's just made himself known in the pro class. They get out of the car, give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go, decision's in. Oliver Bolton, ladies and gentlemen, gets the win and advances through to the Great 8 here at the final round. Judges, wow, now that's what we wanted to see, a nice clean battle, guys going at it.
Yeah, amazing battle, really, really good. And look how hyped these guys are. 5-5 on the first run, wasn't a lot between the two, but Oliver brought the fight on that second run, brought the proximity, and takes the win with a 7-3 over Stu Jones. But well done both guys, and putting a show on for everybody tonight.
There we go, Sarah, incredible stuff, and that is what we've got to look forward to for the rest of the night, and we're only just starting to fulfil our Great 8 side of the battle. Up next, Martin Cowley to take on Carl Forar. Well, this won't be the first time that these guys have met in competition.
It certainly won't. I mean, Carl Forar is absolutely riding a wave today. He's just loving the fact that he's out here and he's just going to be sending it and having some fun out there. Martin Cowley, same again. I mean, he's, you know, podium yesterday. He's on cloud 9 right now. He's just going to be using this as an absolute bonus, the fact that he's out with the pros.
He certainly is, yeah, but he's going to be taking on a pro-am driver of Carl Forar. And don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Carl Forar did finish high enough in the championship to gain himself a pro licence. So these two guys, this is going to be maybe a rivalry we're going to see evolve over the next few years. So those guys have entered the circuit. They're making their way around to warm up their tyres, and we can see the next battle after that, Cunningham and Oliver Evans making their way into the gridding area. So Cowley, yeah, you mentioned he's on cloud 9. Like, he's having a real good weekend. This is bonus time for him. You know, topped the podium yesterday in the Pro-Am class.
I mean, it's been great to see Martin Cowley progress this season. He's just done so well, and he's got better and better as he's gone along. And to get on the podium yesterday, it's well deserved, and it's probably about time, really. It
certainly is. So these guys pulled up to the start line. Martin Cowley has been on form all weekend. Can he continue that form into the pro class? Can he find himself in a Great 8 in the pro class here at the final round of the British Championship? Well, he is going to try everything to get there off the line. The fireworks fly into the sky. Carl Forar knows Cowley's going to be very fast, and here he goes, a little bit of separation as Forar sits back and waits for Cowley to make his move. Cowley getting into it, stands on the throttle. with a very nice line from the middle of the circuit, but you can see there, shallows up and sacrifices a little bit of that outer zone just to try and put some distance between him and Forar right now, but Forar not having none of it as they transition past the judging tower. Lock to lock from both these guys. Cowley lets the car wash right up onto the wall, and Forar has to hang back and wait for Forar to set himself up as they come down into the roundabout. Forar on the back bumper, and Forar getting lost ever so slightly in the smoke now as he jumps up onto the side across the line.
That is two guys out there who clearly battled with each other before. They trust each other's lines, and they're out there just having some fun, really. That is what this day is all about for the pair of them.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, well, so am I, to be honest.
Because I want to be out there having some fun like that, that's for sure.
Well, why don't we go and chat to them? You can drive one, I'll drive a little later on.
Yeah, deal. It's not going to happen.
Do you think we can persuade?
No, it's not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that for now. So these guys pull back up to the start line. Cowley will now chase down Cole Forar in that lead position. And Martin Cowley's chase driving, though, has been absolutely incredible. And look at what a gentleman Cole Forar is. In the chase position, he turned off the bright LED headlights, so he didn't blind Cowley.
He's the Gentleman's Drift Club.
What a gent. They come off the start line, though, and look at this Cowley not messing around. He knows to win a battle here, you have to be onto the door. And Cowley doesn't give Cole Forar any room. Stays with him all the way around that first turn. Now through the centre of the circuit, Cowley's going to make a big dive. He's going to use all the momentum in that car to jump right up onto the side of that Mazda RX-8. You can see him just hanging onto the back bumper as he transitions very early. And Martin Cowley gets a transition done nice and early to set himself up to find the side of Cole Farar's RX-8. They come round the final turn and look for the roundabout, but Farar's very wide, and that's going to mess up Martin Cowley. And look at Cowley, just about holds onto it. How does Martin Cowley keep himself in the fight on that one?
That must have been so hard not for Cowley to just shut that down there, because he was just in the wrong place on the track and he held it.
I'm going to say that was down to Cole Forar.
It could well be.
Cole Forar was very, very wide in there, and that upset Martin Cowley. He didn't know where he was going. So
yeah, that's the kind of thing the judges are going to be looking for. Why Cowley was in that position? Was it Carl's fault?
So we're taking a look at the replay. Judges want to see a replay of this one. As you can see, a little wobble there from Cole Forar as he come down off the wall into outer zone 3. I do believe Martin Cowley's car may be leaking some form of fluid, maybe water. You can see it all the way around the roundabout there, and we can see our marshals out on the track. They're going to get that cleaned up while our judges take a look back at the replay. So Cole Forar, yeah, look at that. Look at his positioning as he enters the roundabout. I mean, he gets it done, and it's not a bad line, but compared to what we've seen these guys doing, you know, all day, all weekend, especially in qualifying, that's not the kind of line that you would expect someone to be on. So judges still deliberating this one, still trying to work this one out. Well, this is tough. They're really having a good discussion about this. Not sure what way this one's going to go. As you can see, quite a lot of water drop there on that circuit from one of these guys. I do believe it could possibly be Martin Cowley's car. I'm pretty sure Martin Cowley's car is leaking water. And our track marshals are going to get that cleaned up, like we say, ready to rock and roll for the next battle. These two guys out of the car, having a chat, having some banter. These guys, very, very good friends behind the scenes, sworn enemies inside the car.
You have to be. I think that's the right way to do it.
When the visor goes down, that is it, it's business time.
That's it, yeah.
Look at that, he gives it. Yeah, but look, Martin Cowley give Cole Forar a little rub, and you can see Cole Forar saying, "Oh, you tagged my car, buddy, awesome." So decisions in, slide them left for Cowley, right for Cole Forar. Brad, Ben and Ryan. Brad says Cole Forar. Oh, it's unanimous. Cole Forar gets the win. Cole Forar gets the win and advances through. Judges, we need to chat to you.
Yeah, go on, man.
Yeah, so both of them putting on a real good show there. The biggest differences that we saw was with Martin chasing, he straightened up between clips 4 and 5 quite massively. Carl, although wavering around, it wasn't straight at any point, put on a decent lead line for Martin to chase. When they came back into the roundabouts, Martin caught himself out, put himself on the inside, didn't have anywhere for himself to go, but Carl on the right line, not doing anything wrong. So Martin making his own mistakes, basically giving Carl the win. There's only 1 point. We had 7-3 to Martin on his lead, and then Carl on his lead at 8-2.
So there we go, Cole Forar getting the win by 1 point and taking the battle, taking himself into his Pro Grade 8, and there we go. We go back to the Battle of Martin Monocot to take on Christian Birkhoffs, and just for fun, they've switched the driver's photo with the name just for the lols. So Martin Monocot pulls up to the line. Big impact in the first half of the battle, where we see Christian Birkhoffs struggle to change gear into the roundabout, causing Martin Monocot to hit the back end of Christian Birkhoffs' E36 BMW. Both cars went back to the paddock. Christian Birkhoffs calling a 5-minute rule, and Martin Monocot being given a little bit of time to just quickly take a look at the front of the car, making sure it is safe to compete. And Birkhoffs now pulls back to the line. And I mean, I would say this could be a done deal, but who knows? They come off the line. It will be Monocot to lead, Birkhoffs to give chase. And a nice initiation from Martin Monocot. Christian Birkhoffs holds back, gets himself deep onto that qualifying line. And now will look to rein in Martin Monocot, but Martin Monocot finding some pace, starting to drive away from Christian Birkhoffs. You can see Birkhoffs in the background losing a whole lot of ground as they come past the judging tower. Back up onto the wall goes Martin Monocot. Christian Birkhoffs desperate to make a dive up onto the door, and Martin Monocot squeezes the accelerator and flies down into the roundabout. You can see Christian Birkhoffs flies in, and almost over rotates, and makes a huge error as he exits the roundabout. Christian Birkhoffs getting it all wrong again.
Yes, unfortunately so. I mean, you can see he's really pushing it there, and I guess he's just going to be giving it all he's got because he knows this is his last chance. But Monocot, I think, was just trying to keep a cool head there, make a good run round, a chaseable run, and leave Birkhoffs really to just make his own mistakes.
So there we go, one half of the battle was done and dusted, and we remember rightly, Martin Monocot had a 10-0 advantage. Decisions in, slide left for Birkhoffs, right for Monocot, and there we go, unanimous! Martin Monocot gets the win and advances through to the Grade 8, keeping that championship hope alive. Christian Birkhoffs making too many errors, and look, we'll see that guy back in 2020. He said, we're coming back, we're going to be dialed and ready to go, and the form he's shown tonight, I expect good things from Birkhoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, he's really shown he has got some good skill this year, and I would look forward massively to seeing him in 2020 and seeing what he can bring. Now he's had some more seat time and getting used to that car.
So there we go, Martin Monocot and Christian Birkhoffs will make their way off the circuit. We get ready to get the next battle on the line, and that will be Paul Cunnington to take on Oliver Evans. So Monocot keeping his championship alive. The nerds will be in the van.
They'll be squirreling away, working out the points.
Counting all their fingers, counting their toes, trying to work out who's got what points and where does it sit right now. Has Martin Monocot, by climbing through the top 16 into the Grade 8, gained enough points to take down the Kellis to take the championship? Maybe so. Paul Cunnington, well, he's going to come to the line to take on Oliver Evans. It will be 1 JZ to take on 2 JZ. 2 identical chassis. So 480 horsepower to take on 700 horsepower. So those guys at the back of the circuit warming up the sides, you can see Paul Cunnington, look, he is a very good contender in this championship, qualifying in 2nd place here in the Pro Championship. Looking on form, finished up on the 2nd step on the podium yesterday. Can Oliver Evans take him down? But Evans fighting for the championship as well. 3rd place at the moment. With the Kellis out, that could change the whole demographic as we look at Evans straight up onto the side of that S14 of Paul Cunnington right now. As we know, Evans is an incredible chase driver, but just sometimes he makes stupid mistakes and knocks himself out of the fight. Look at this from Evans as he goes wheel to wheel with Paul Cunnington. Paul Cunnington takes a deep breath and then gets back onto the throttle as Oliver Evans looks once again to find the side of that S14. They get nice and high up onto the wall, and Evans says, this is my opportunity to get onto the door. And Evans gives him some room. They come down into the roundabout. Evans makes a nice transition onto the side of Paul Cunnington and pushes Cunnington across the line. Buxton, show your appreciation.
Wow. Well, I mean, Cunnington there, we know why he's in this today. He's fantastic. He's qualified well all weekend. He deserves that. But Oliver Evans, he just pulled something out the bag there, didn't he?
Incredible, absolutely incredible.
That was brilliant.
There. So Oliver Evans, we know he's an incredible chase driver, but like I said, sometimes he can just go 10% too hard and knock himself out of the battle, and I think just then he held on to it. Look at Cunnington sitting in the car. He is focused, and he knows that he just got chased down, and he knows he's just got pushed all around the track by Oliver Evans. Oliver Evans will be thinking, right, one nice clean pass of the circuit, I'm done. But he's got a strong contender. Paul Cunnington is no one to mess with this weekend. They both get the thumbs up. Now good to go. It will be Evans to lead. Paul Cunnington to give chase. Look at Cunnington. He knows Evans can be chased down, and can he repay the favour? Can he now leave a tyre mark onto the door? And he's certainly going to try to, as he knows it's the front end of the S14 onto the side of Oliver Evans. They come absolutely screaming through, and now Paul Cunnington tries the brave dive, and he pulls it off as Paul Cunnington now sticks it to the door of Oliver Evans. They come round the back end of the circuit and transition in front of the judging tower as Paul Cunnington looks for the side of that VP Racing Fuel S14, and Evans takes it all the way to the wall. You can see Cunnington ever so slightly backing out of it, wondering, can Evans pull this off? And he can. As Evans gets into the roundabout, Cunnington finds the back wheel of that S14. Incredible as they exit the circuit.
Unbelievable run. I mean, Paul Cunnington there is really bringing as much as he can, but I think that Evans has still just got a little bit of an edge for me, although there might be many things there that I've missed that the judges are going to be looking at, so I could be completely way off the mark.
Well, either way, whoever takes that through is just incredible, and an unbelievable battle from both of these guys. So they pull up to receive their decision in front of our judging tower. Ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause, Oliver Evans and Paul Cunnington, who is going to take it through to the Great 8. Slide them left for Cunnington, right for Evans. We've got one vote for Evans. Two votes for Evans. It's Oliver Evans. Evans gets the win and advances through to the Great 8. Judges, we need to come back to you quickly.
Yeah, so both those drivers absolutely amazing there. It was a pleasure to watch. We'd love to see it one more time, but we have to critique it and see who actually took the win there. So Ollie, amazing chase, absolutely brilliant. Paul giving him the great lead line to follow, but Ollie really sticking to his door, maintaining the proximity, matching the angle. Brilliant to watch. To swap it round, Ollie gave slightly less of a lead run to follow, but nothing, nothing causing Paul to make any errors or anything like that. But Paul just not quite managing to maintain that proximity or angle behind Ollie. So therefore, Ollie taking it by a point, even half a point, if you want to call it that.
So there we go. Oliver taking it by not even half a point. How about that?
Well, we knew it was close.
Close is an understatement,
yeah.
Sarah. Here we go. Up next, it will be Dave Egan to take on Adam Simmons. And no, you're not mistaken, that isn't a sheep in wolf's clothing. It isn't a Mustang, unfortunately. Dave Egan said, I'm going to bring over the toy that's been abused, been bounced off of walls all year, and he is in that 180SX. And now Simmons, well, he's in the championship fight. Dave Egan said, I'm not in this championship. I'm not really worried about messing up the points. All I want to do is get a podium. And can Egan make that happen this weekend? He comes nice and high up on the wall. And now Adam Simmons says, I can trust Dave Egan for a very nice qualifying line. As Egan comes screaming through the centre circuit. Simmons makes a dive but backs out of it ever so slightly. You can see Simmons pedaling that car, really trying to work it into the side of Dave Egan's S13. They come past the judging tower. Back up onto the wall they go. Now Simmons is going to make a little dive up onto the side. He's going to give Egan some room to get higher on the bank. Egan takes the opportunity, but now Simmons once again backs out of it and gives Egan the room to get around the roundabout as they finish up the run.
It was always going to be a good run between these two guys. Simmons is really going to be pushing it now because he's got the constructors to play for. And Dave Egan, yeah, unfortunately not in his Mustang, which would have been amazing to see, but I don't blame him one little bit with the walls around here.
Yeah, I don't blame Dave Egan. I just wondered why Dave Egan stopped at the back end of the circuit.
Yeah, I was kind of paused there. I was watching and wondering if there was something wrong.
He has a cone. He has a cone
that's
stuck under the front of that car. So we're going to try to get that removed and charge him for a new one.
Yep, send him the bill.
So yeah, Dave Egan has a cone wedged under the front of that car. So he managed to pull that off with that car, with a cone wedged under the front wheel on the suspension. So incredible job there from Dave Egan to even make it round without putting himself in the wall.
Yeah, quite surprising, because if that gets underneath the actual wheel or something, or stuck in the suspension and you can't turn, or that wouldn't have been good.
Yeah, that could have been pretty sketchy for Dave Egan. Nevertheless, he did make it round, and he now makes his way back to the start. We can see Simmons there, ready to rock and roll. And Simmons, as you mentioned, in that constructors championship race, and Simmons knows that every move forward is another point gain for those, but as I mentioned, Dave Egan, he doesn't care about championships, all he cares about is podium. And Dave Egan said, I'm here for one thing, and that's to have fun and gain a podium this weekend. He fires it up onto the side of that BMW Z4. You see Egan wavering, trying to get the nose end onto the side of that little BMW as they come round through the centre of the circuit. Now Egan's car makes a big dive, on contact, and he pushes Adam Simmons into that final turn, and they both stay in it. Egan bringing the aggression right now as he dives up onto the side of Adam Simmons. He's going to make another dive up onto the door, and here comes Dave Egan. He backs out of it ever so slightly, giving Simmons the room to get onto that perfect qualifying line. They come down into the roundabout, and Simmons slows it down massively, but he makes Egan force an error as they go around the roundabout and across the line.
Wow. Did he force that error? I'm not sure. Could be the case, but I'm quite impressed with that dive Dave Egan made down the other end of the track there. That was pretty impressive.
Incredible stuff there. Yeah, Dave Egan see Adam Simmons slowing down. He said, no, keep going, let's go faster.
Good
so
on Simmons
there
for keeping his cool and not letting it rattle him though.
And Adam Simmons, yeah, I'm not sure. Well, decisions in, slot him left for Egan, right for Adam Simmons. Brad Benham Ryan, one vote for Simmons. There we go, Adam Simmons gets the win and advances through to the Great 8. Dave Egan taking out competition. Judges, just quickly back to you.
Yeah, what a fantastic battle from both of these guys. We had the advantage on the first run to Dave Egan as a very strong 6-4, almost a 7-3. On this return run, it was obviously in favour of Dave Egan, but on the roundabout there, with that massive error coming in, we gave it a 7-3 advantage to Adam Simmons, and he takes the win by 1 point.
So there we go, another 1 point in
These battles are going to be so close tonight.
I mean, you're talking about one point deciding someone's fate. It's whether someone goes home or someone stays and battles for a podium. Up next, Mike Walton to take on William Hanna.
There's that beautiful profile photo of Mike Walton there.
Catalogue pose.
He should be sponsored by his race suit. I think that's the perfect model.
You think that's what they're using their catalogue?
I reckon that's the one they use to advertise it. Yeah.
No chance. So we get the thumbs up all round, and we are ready to send these guys on their way. Mike Walton to lead, Willie Hanna to give chase, and Willie Hanna been having an incredible weekend. Mike Walton been desperate to get some fortune in this championship this year. Could this be the weekend it happens for him? Or Willie Hanna is definitely going to try and take him down. Willie Hanna shallows up the angle and just backs away from Mike Walton as they come down through onto the wall. Mike Walton carrying a lot of speed. Willie Hanna, the door open, but not taking the opportunity to gain any proximity here. Willie Hanna hanging on to the back end of this battle right now, as Mike Walton fires once again back up onto the wall, and Willie Hanna now sees the side of that S13. Can he make a dive? Can he gain some proximity? It doesn't look like Willie Hanna's going to take that opportunity. They come into the roundabout, and Mike Walton, big clutch kicks, and gets that car around, and across the line they go.
Fantastic, entertaining battle from both drivers. I knew these two were just going to light it up. Again, they're going to know each other's line a little bit. They're going to be trusting where each other are going to be driving, which is always going to make it chaseable and really interesting.
Yeah, they certainly are, and we can see Mike Walton there crawling back to the start line. Willie Hanna may be going for a cool-down lap. Yeah, he's going to take the long route round the track back to the start line. His car may be getting a little bit too hot.
I'm not surprised. Cooling is a massive thing with these cars, isn't it? Because they're getting put under so much stress, and they're getting so hot so quickly, and then you don't have much chance to cool it down. So that's probably a good idea.
Yes, certainly. So you can see Willie Hanna making his way back to the start line there. Mike Walton ready to rock and roll. And now Mike Walton would have been on the radio to his spotter saying, well, what do I need to do? Look at that rain falling. You can see the rain coming down on the camera there. So rain starts to fall. It's going to make things really sketchy for these guys as they fire in to outside zone 1. Mike Walton is going to trust Willie Hanna. He knows he's had a lot of seat time at this track over this weekend. He knows he can stick it to the door. But can Willie Hanna now put some separation between him and Mike Walton? Mike Walton desperately trying not to let that happen. But Willie Hanna absolutely flying in front of the judging tower, and you can see Mike Walton shallowing up, initiating into that final turn very early, but he makes a massive mistake and wobbles twice, and he looks straight as he comes into the roundabout. Mike Walton making a whole host of errors as he enters that roundabout, and Walton shuts it down once again.
Such a shame. I was just thinking the first half of the track, the run round there looked like Mike Walton was really, really strong, and he was really putting it quite close to Willie Hanna, and then at the end he's, like you said, Ian, a whole host of errors, and I think that's probably set his fate there.
So yeah, it looks like the deal could be done there for Mike Walton. Not sure what happened, maybe a sudden rush of blood to the head there from Mike Walton, and he got lost in himself ever so slightly. Well, decisions in, slide him left for Walton, right for Hanna, and there we go. Willie Hanna gets the win and advances through to the Great Eight, keeping these weekends of fun alive. And yes, straighten in there from Mike Walton. No need to go to the judges. Massive straightens from Mike Walton, putting himself out of the fight. And it just goes to show, Sarah, sometimes, you know, you're relying on yourself to make the battle, to win the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's so interesting because you've got not only the driver in front that you're trying to watch what he's doing, you're trying to preempt him making a mistake, you're trying to not make contact, but you're also trying to make a good line yourself and stay as close to him as possible. It kind of blows my mind a little bit with drifting because there's so much involved in just putting in a perfect battle.
Yeah, there certainly is, and Mike Walton defeated himself, you know, and knocked himself out of that battle. As you can see, these guys being told to make their way off the track. Willie Hanna opting not to drive forwards, but reverse most of the way off. So we move on to the next battle, the final battle of our top 16. It will be Willie Rose to take on Robin Neeson. Robin Neeson now will know Willie Rose from old. As we mentioned earlier on today, Willie Rose making the journey over to Ireland a couple of years ago, putting on a show and trying to take down that 17-year undefeated streak. So Robin Neeson will be familiar with Willie Rose and his driving style. So this one, well, I mean, who knows? Again, who knows? That's a new saying, that is. It's a new saying for the BDC, who knows?
Hashtag it.
Hashtag who knows. Well, they're on the line, ready to rock and roll. The battered back end on both of these cars. Looks like it's seen the wall multiple times this weekend. And a big clutch kick initiation there for Willie Rose. He gets nice and high up onto the wall. You can see him almost rocking the camera as they come down. A little wavering though in the background from Robin Neeson. It looks like Robin Neeson caught out from the pace and the speed of Willie Rose right now. They make their way round the back end of the circuit, up into the wall. Goes Willie Rose. Robin Neeson desperate to try and find the side of that little BMW as Willie Rose gets the back end of the car all the way to the wall, just wavers away, throws big angle at it as he comes down into the roundabout. Robin Neeson now finds some proximity, but the run almost over as Willie Rose hammers the throttle across the line.
Another good battle there, just as we thought it would be. William Rose there, he's such a technical driver, isn't he? I mean, he hasn't got that crazy angle like some of the other cars have, but he's technical, he gets on the line where he needs to be, which makes it quite chaseable for Robin Neeson.
Yeah, I mean, look, Willie Rose was incredible lead run there from Willie Rose, but unfortunately Robin Neeson just didn't have the pace, he just didn't have the proximity, so even though the lead was impeccable, Robin Neeson didn't take full advantage of that, and I would have assumed Robin Neeson, especially having like 800 horsepower, would have been able to stick it with Willie Rose. It just goes to show you that Willie Rose using all the grip and the momentum of that car to keep himself in the fight to come off the line. Look at Willie Rose bringing the fight already, almost making contact with Robin Neeson. Both initiate very early, but a big understeer moment there from Willie Rose. He has to clutch kick that car and get it back up onto the side of that S13. You can see now Willie Rose struggling to keep that car sideways in a clean manner as he jumps up onto the side of Robin Neeson, finding the side, finding the proximity that was missing. Oh! And Robin Neeson backs out of it ever so slightly, forcing Willie Rose to make a little bit of contact, and they stay in it and get back into the game as Robin Neeson puts foot to floor. They both jump over the curb. Willie Rose desperate to find a side once again at S13, and Neeson smokes out the grandstand as they come across the line.
William Rose there really bringing the fight. He was bringing everything he could and throwing everything he could into the drive to try and keep up with Robin Neeson. He's obviously in a higher powered car, but I don't know if I'm not sure what happened down the back there. Did they actually make contact? Did the door hit?
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it was very close indeed.
Yeah, it was very close together.
So there we go. Those guys on the middle of the circuit ready to receive their decision. The judges, though, talking about this one, not maybe as clear cut as what we would have assumed, Sarah.
looks like they're going to go for a replay as well and see if you can work out what happened.
Big understeer, a straightened moment there from Willie Rose on initiation. And he does stay in it. The judge is pointing out a few straightens, a few mistakes that Willie Rose has made in this chase position. This for me was the biggest moment, and I want to see exactly what happened. Robin Neeson.
I think Neeson slowed up.
No, well, he didn't touch the foot brake because the LED brake light strip on the front of the windscreen didn't illuminate. So I would suggest that Robin Neeson didn't cheat, didn't try and use the foot brake, and it would have been evident as well. You know, like it looks like maybe that car wanted to cut out, but he managed to keep in it. So not really sure there what happened with Robin Neeson's car. I'm waiting to find out if the judges do have a decision for this one. It'll be the final battle in our top 16, and it'll be the final slot in our Grade 8 decided. Judges taking a look at this one again. Throws big angle at it, and then the smoke just stopped. I wonder if the car cut out and he had to clutch kick it to get it going again, to bump start it maybe to get it going.
That could be it.
Which I mean, in itself is just a talent.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're obviously looking at something just on this corner as well.
So reversing drifting, it's a new thing for 2020.
The reverse battles.
The reverse battles. So judges deliberating this one. We can hear them going backwards and forwards. You know, not an argument, but a discussion happening in the tower right now, saying, "Well, no, this happened there and that happened here." And so yeah, judges just being very, very picky with. You know, the problem is we give these judges all the tools to use.
Yeah.
We give them, you know, replays and multiple camera angles and drones and you know, the option to do this, that and the other, and they said, we haven't used it all weekend. Can we have 54,000 replays of one month?
Yeah, we'll give it to them. I mean, this is getting down to the last few battles of the season, of the pros, and they're going to be really splitting hairs now just to find faults, just to try and differentiate between the drivers, because you're going to have so many battles like we've seen tonight already that are really, really close, separated by 1 point in a decision. I mean, you have to, it comes to the point where the standard of driving out there is immense.
It certainly is.
Yeah, just to separate it is going to be on such tiny details.
Well, look, these judges were pushed to the limit yesterday with some of those battles in the Pro-Am class, and I said to the guys earlier today, I said, you know, the pros are going to be pushing even harder, and these Pro-Ams that are making it into the Pro class are going to push even harder. So if you think that you're going to have an easier day today, then forget it, because I think today's going to be harder than it was yesterday, a lot harder. And we've proved that already. Some of these battles becoming incredibly difficult for these judges to decide. And they're still deliberating, still going backwards and forwards, still having a chat.
I've got a feeling I know what's going to happen here.
What's going to happen? One more time?
Yeah.
Nah, never. You could be right there, Sarah.
It's not very often, but sometimes.
Sometimes.
I am.
So no one knows. Look at this deadly silence in the
at
Buxton Arena. Everyone's deadly silent,
quiet.
standing still, looking, waiting for a decision, waiting to see who will take that final spot in Grade 8. So don't forget, if you've got nothing to do tomorrow, Sunday, make your way down here to Buxton Raceway. We will be having the Battle Royale. Well, decision is in. William Rose, Robin Neeson won for William. Oh, there we go. Willie Rose gets the win. William Rose gets the win and advances through to the Grade 8. We need to talk to you, judges.
Yeah, we were just trying to make sure that, obviously, as they came off of the bottom corner, that Robbie didn't straighten, which caused Willie to run into the back of him. We had the lead run from Willie Rose on the first strong 8-2. On the second one, we had it 7-3 Robbie, but it wasn't enough to overturn the first run. But we were just trying to be clear to make sure that we'd not missed anything coming off that bottom corner that might have been suspect.
Yep, thank you very much there, Ben. That makes it a lot clearer. And that's fair enough. Like I say, we've got to keep things fair. The judges have got to look at every possible option of what hasn't happened out on the track there, and we can see now who is going to be going through to the last lot of battles. This is getting super tense and exciting.
It certainly is, yeah, and as you can see on the big screen, all in attendance, the battle tree there, and up next the first battle. Well, I mean, Martin Monocot, let me tell you something, has had the toughest weekend all year.
It's not been an easy ride for him all year, to be quite honest with you, but he deserves to be where he is now, because he's worked so hard to get there, and he's had to put up with a lot of challenges, shall we say, along the way.
We will call them challenges, that's for sure. As you can see on the line is Martin Monocot. But look who he has to battle in the Grade 8. It will be Matt Carter, the door hunter. Matt Carter pulls up to the line. Matt Carter says, I'm here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to mess up this championship and take a podium. Martin Monocot says, not on my watch, young man, as they fire into the outside zone. Look at this is going to be a battle of the Titans, the two-time champ. Can he take down the potential new champion right now? As Matt Carter comes absolutely hammering through the middle of the circuit. Monocot said, that's nothing, I can match your pace. You're nothing to me right now, Matt Carter. They transition in front of the judging tower, and Monocot is going to look for the side of that Boost Race Fuels Nissan Skyline R32, and look at Monocot right onto the back bumper he goes. They transition into the roundabout. Monocot's still in it as Matt Carter uses everything he's got to try and evade Martin Monocot.
And you can hear the grandstands even cheering for that there. That was a brilliant battle. That has got to be one of the best clean battles as well that we've seen. No real errors from both drivers.
No, very, very clean there, and Martin Monocot got a task on his hand this weekend.
He certainly has, but he's going for it.
He certainly is, and look, there's nothing to lose. Martin Monocot knows the championship's still hanging in the balance right now. It's still not decided. So Martin Monocot knows he needs to make it into the final four to get this done, but can the door hunter, Matt Carter, take him down? He's going to try, that's for sure. He lets Monocot initiate. Monocot up into the wall goes Martin Monocot. Sparks fly from the back of the car, but he stays in it. And Matt Carter gives him some room. And now says, are we ready? Let's go for it. They fire down into the bottom of the circuit, absolutely flying, and Martin Monocot is desperate to drive away from Matt Carter right now. Carter says, I got this, I can do it. He looks for the side of Martin Monocot's Toyota Chaser one more time. He just can't find himself. Onto the door he goes. Martin Monocot puts foot to floor, banging flames left, right and centre, and across the line they go.
All I could see at the end there was flames coming out of a cloud of smoke. That was absolutely unbelievable, and this is the action that you guys are missing. If you are not watching this and if you're not here, this is unbelievable.
I'll tell you what, if you paid your money to come in
this is the weekend, isn't it?
If you bought a weekend ticket to come and watch the British Drift Championship here at Buxton, you got your money's worth, that's for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, as they get out of the cars, make some noise. These guys absolutely laying it down. We got any Martin Monocot fans in the house? We got any Matt Carter fans in the house? Well, we await the judge's decision on this one. And here we go, it's in. Slide them left for Carter, right for Monocot. Brad, Ben and Ryan. Brad says one more time. Oh, we're going one more time! We're going one more time. Judges, we need to talk to you. Wow, incredible stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing. It was just too hard to split the two. I mean, Matt in his lead, it was a great lead. Martin stuck it with him over most of the run. It sort of gained it and lost it throughout the run, but he really did put a big amount of effort in. When they swapped it around, Martin put on not as good a lead, but it wasn't sort of like causing Matt any issues, but Matt just didn't bring the same kind of proximity. It was so, he had like a slightly less of a lead from Martin, but slightly less of a chase from Matt. We called it 6-4 one way, 6-4 the other. We've got to see him again.
So there we go, a one more time battle between Matt Carter and Martin Monocot, and those guys go back to the pits to get some fresh tyres, get refueled, and they're going to sit there and say, well, what do I do? What do I do to try and overturn that? Because that was incredible, and that both guys had the pace, but there was no proximity in that one.
No, that was a really, really exciting race to watch. I mean, there was the pair of them, it was so close. They're both fantastic drivers. They've both got well-powered cars that send them around the track like nothing. So, yeah, it's got to be one more time.
It certainly has. Well, we go up next to the next battle of the day, and it will be Oliver Bolton to take on Carl Forar. 440 horsepower SR20 and an S13 to take on a 500 horsepower 1.5 JZ and a Mazda RX-8. Forar, well, he'll be hungry for this one, but he knows that Bolton has been absolutely on form this season. He looks across at the back end of that car and he says, this young man isn't scared to destroy his car to get a podium. Can Bolton get himself in the final four one more time? They're off the line. Bolton to lead. Forar to give chase. And Forar not even in it, not even trying to find himself in it at the moment. He jumps up onto the wall, onto that wide qualifying line as Oliver Bolton sticks it into the wall and straightens. Big wobble for Oliver Bolton as he goes too deep onto the wall. Forar takes a step back, and waits for Bolton to reassert himself. Now Forar finds himself onto the back wheel of one of Bolton's S13. Bolton desperately trying to claim something back in this battle as he gets nice and deep into the outside zone. He fires back up onto the wall one more time. The door wide open for Cole Forar right now to take a step inside, but he doesn't take the opportunity. They enter the roundabout, and no proximity from Forar as Bolton puts the hammer down and drives away.
Epic. Absolutely epic. Carl Forar is loving life right now. He's out there having the time of his life, and Oliver Bolton, as much as he's enjoying himself, he is wanting to make a statement, and he certainly is doing that. I mean, he did make a little mistake up there. Possibly that's not going to go in his favour this time, but either way, he's making a name for himself in this championship.
He certainly is, and there was some wild dives up onto the side of Oliver Bolton's car from Cole Forar. But if you remember back, Bolton's battle against Stu Jones, Bolton threw everything out the window and said, I'm going to stick it to the door. So I expect Bolton to go hard on this one. Spotter would have been on the radio saying nothing to lose, just put it all on the line right now. They come in, and Bolton initiates before Forar has to use a little left foot brake though to get himself clear of Cole Forar. Now Oliver Bolton starts to rein in, a little wobble from Bolton though as they come down into the outside zone, and look at Bolton, he makes a big dive up and to the side, backs out of it ever so slightly, gives Forar some room through that front clipping point. Now Forar trying to drive away, puts foot to floor, but Bolton with him onto the back bumper goes Oliver Bolton as he dives on an early transition up onto the side of Cole Forar, and look, Oliver Bolton onto the door he goes, pushing Cole Forar into the roundabout. Oh, and bumper off for Bolton. Can he stay in it? Oh, and he makes a big error. He makes a huge error.
Oliver Bolton just making a couple of errors there that I just really think they're not going to go in his favour at all. Carl Forar is so strong tonight. I mean, Oliver Bolton's going to be kicking himself about that.
Yeah, Oliver Bolton making a massive error there as he come into the roundabout, got himself caught up hugely, popped the front wheel onto the curb and got the bumper caught under the front of the car, and you know what, I think that affected the steering and Bolton had to shut it down. Slide him left for Oliver Bolton, right for Cole Forar, and there we go, unanimous. Cole Forar takes the win and advances through. And errors from Oliver Bolton knocking himself out of competition, and again another driver knocking himself out of the battle. You can see the front end of that car, the back end of that car absolutely destroyed.
He's certainly been sending it this season and this round, and do you know what, respect to him. He's a young lad, he's got a lot of talent, and he's come out here and proved what he can do. It's not gone his way there, like you say, sometimes you actually end up taking yourself out of the competition, but he'll understand that's the way it is.
Yeah, it certainly is. Look, pro rookie, I mentioned it earlier on, first year in the pro championship here, the British Championship, and he said to me at the beginning of the year, I don't deserve to be with these pros. Well,
oh, he certainly does.
That just goes to prove how good he is mixing it up in this pro class. We move it along. Now I can see two guys warming up their tyres, ready to rock and roll, and it will be a very, very good one. This one's going to go at it. Apparently the atmosphere on the other side of the track underneath the grandstand is absolutely incredible. You guys are rocking it. Buxton, you having some fun? I'm going to warm you guys up because we're getting close now. We're getting close to the top four, and I want you guys to make some noise. We're going to end this championship on a high, that's for sure. Next battle up will be Adam Simmons to take on Oliver Evans. And Adam Simmons on an absolute flyer this weekend. Looks like luck is on his side. And can he get another podium? He did it in Teesside at round 3.
He did, and this round, like you say, he's been flying. He's unstoppable this weekend, so I'm really, really excited to see him progressing through each stage of the battles. So the best of luck to him just now against Oliver Evans.
So we go, off the line they come. Oh, look at that, Oliver Evans straight onto the back bumper. He's going to be putting tyre marks on the side of Adam Simmons' car. Very good friends behind the scenes. And I tell you what, right now, Oliver Evans is going to leave a mark on this little BMW Z4. They come down up onto the wall. Oh, and Evans pushing Adam Simmons around in a wobble, though. From Oliver Evans, he stays in it. Both guys keep the foot down. Take a step back and think about what they're doing now as Evans makes another big dive up onto the side. He has to back out of it. Evans deciding to avoid contact with Simmons. Simmons unfazed, puts foot to floor, gets himself into the roundabout. But look at Oliver Evans onto the back bumper and onto the side of that BMW he goes as they go wheel to wheel across the line.
Unbelievable action. I don't know how Adam Simmons keeps his cool. That's twice somebody's done that to him tonight on that same corner through that same clip, and they've actually made contact with him and give him a bit of a nudge around the track, and it's brilliant that does not faze him. He just sticks his foot in and carries on anyway as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, fair play to Adam Simmons. That car is taking a beating this weekend.
It certainly is, and it's not affecting Adam's attitude at all. He's just kind of moving on from that, and he's just giving it everything he's got.
So there we go. Adam Simmons just getting our start line marshal there. Malks to have a check of the car, and the nerds in the van have just relayed some very important information saying that this battle is critical for Oliver Evans. If Oliver Evans gets knocked out now, the championship hope could be destroyed. Everything to play for right now. We give the thumbs up to our start line marshal, Toby and Malks. They get the thumbs up and they know that this is it. Is Simmons' car 100%? Has Oliver Evans caused any damage? That is what everyone will be asking right now. Oliver Evans knows that he was fast, he knows he had the pace. Can Adam Simmons stick it to the door? Evans knows the championship hanging in the balance for him. Look at the side of that car, wheel marks, tyre mark. Look at that tyre mark where the front wheels collided. Incredible stuff.
Do you know, I remember at the beginning of the season looking at Adam Simmons' car and going, that is one stunningly turned out car. It was immaculate. I think he's going to have to do a lot of work on his hands to get it back to that for the beginning of next season now.
Oh well, so ladies and gentlemen, news coming through that the contact that these guys had as they come down the bottom of the track has caused damage to Adam Simmons' front wheel. So Adam Simmons has got a competition timeout. So Adam Simmons takes a competition timeout. He now has to go back to the pits, try and fix that damage. Well, I do believe he had a puncture, if you can see. Yeah, I think the front wheel, maybe the front tyre has gone down, potentially. Simmons is going to take that car off track though. So Oliver Evans will be slotted back into the grid and have to sit there and think about his actions. And I mean, wow. Again, who knows? This is. I mean, it doesn't mean because Adam Simmons has got a competition timeout that it is a 10-0. It doesn't mean that. There's still a score there. I don't think it is a 10-0.
Oh, I don't want to guess anymore. I'm done guessing.
You're done guessing.
Because
you
I'm
just
either
want to know
wrong
the
or something completely different happened.
You just want to know the answers, don't you?
Yeah, I just want to see this action now and find out who is going to be going into the final battles, because this is getting really, really tense. I mean, the standard of driving, even yesterday in the Pro-Ams, was unbelievable. I mean, right now in the Pros, this is just a whole other level, isn't it?
It certainly is a whole other level. So it does look like we are going to move back to the one more time of Matt Carter and Martin Monocot. I don't even think I can take any more of this.
Your voice won't take any more. By the time we've done the final today, we won't be able to hear you tomorrow.
Well, you're going to have to hear me because I've got to do some sort of commentating.
There'll be a little whispering coming from Ian.
a little squeak from the microphone.
Yeah.
If you're in attendance tomorrow, if you're coming along to Battle Royale tomorrow to spectate, shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger if you think you can commentate. Because I might just throw you in the gauntlet, throw you in the deep end.
Sounds like a good idea, that.
And put a microphone in your hand. So if you think you've got what it takes to be, a commentator at the British Drift Championship alongside me and Sarah, shoot me a message on Facebook Messenger, and I might just get back to you and we can have a chat. So yeah, shoot me a message if you think you can do. You've got what it takes, Sarah. Can you cut the mustard? We're getting the thumbs up. We're ready to run this one more time. But the more and more that Martin Monocot goes into the pits, the less and less of his car arrives back onto the track. There's nearly nothing left of that car. It's getting lighter every run. He's on the line, ready to rock and roll. One more time. Matt Carter and Martin Monocot right now. They come firing into that first turn, and look at this. From Martin Monocot, he knows he needs to be absolutely glued to the side of Matt Carter to try and turn anything over. They come absolutely screaming. Oh, wow, what a big accident. A big accident! A huge accident for Martin Monocot as he fires that car into the wall. And we need to red flag the session. We need to red flag that. As Matt Carter finishes up the run, takes it down. Wow, Martin Monocot. And I want to see, and I don't want to see, but I do want to see the replay of that, because all I see on the camera was a little flash of green, and Matt Carter come in there at 110%, and Martin Monocot come in there just as hot. But I think Martin Monocot was positioned ever so slightly wrong, and he got himself onto the wall and unfortunately knocked himself out of the battle. Wow. Let's just hope Martin Monocot is okay. And we're going to get word from our man. Look at that. That car absolutely battered.
Wow.
Where it's been into the wall.
I mean, this is not what you want to see anyway for Martin Monocot, but with everything to play for right now, this is just the last thing he needs, and this is what we've seen a couple of times this weekend, is one small error and everything you've been playing for isn't there, unfortunately.
So we're going to hand over to Matt House. Matt House is down there with Martin Monocot. Matt, what is going on?
I'm trying to get the information now. There's a lot of love going around. Obviously Martin is okay. Let me try and see if I can grab a word. Sorry Martin, can we just have a word on obviously what just happened?
Yeah, just having a Prashar tonight, legend right next to me. Just to get it one more time against him, just couldn't believe it. To put it on his door and get it one more time is amazing. I mean, the man's been driving in this country for a long time and I've been watching him. He went in so fast there, you know, I was probably just past my limit, like, you know, but I'm getting there, so I'm getting there. I'll have him one day.
Right. Obviously, we're so happy that you're okay. Big smiles. There's not a lot left of your centre of your will. So, yeah, but thank God you're okay. Well done. Absolutely incredible driving. Back to the tower.
Thank you, Matt. Brilliant to see Martin Monocot is absolutely fine and out of the car, and not only that, but the attitude from him is wonderful. I mean, he's just happy to be in there and he's all right. If you can see on the stream there's nothing left of the centre of his wheel. It's absolutely been ripped out of the car when he's hit the wall there, so he's took a big old impact.
I've got Matt here as well if you want me to have a chat with him.
Might just be having a bit of a headache in the morning.
Wow, look at that. Yeah, we've got our start line camera over there and we can get you some of the footage. Look at the state of Martin Monocot's car. Absolutely destroyed. He hit that wall with a lot of pace, and our live stream camera just glitched ever so slightly at that moment.
It did slightly, just as we were watching it.
Yeah, I took a look over the edge of the commentary tower over, and I could just see behind the cherry picker, I could see Martin Monocot bouncing along the wall, and that was it. And Sarah and my phone has absolutely exploded.
It's lit up. Now, since you mentioned that somebody can come and take our jobs, everyone wants to give it a go. That's it, we've got a few offers there. We might have to have a little look at those later on.
We've got a lot of offers, yeah, we'll have a look at them later on. Me and Sarah will go through those with the governor later on today. And so we got down there with Matt House. Matt is now with Matt Carter, the door hunter. Matt.
Well, that's it, Mr. The Door Hunter. He's been all around the world hunting people's doors, but it seems like everyone just wants to hunt your door today.
We've been across the world trying to hunt doors, but yeah, it's fantastic to be back. I said I'd be back for one round this year, and this is the one we could come to, and I'm happy to be here. Just saying to Martin there, his driving this year, I've been watching him, he's been flying. I just upped the grip levels of my car from earlier with the bit of drizzle, and I knew it was Martin, so we just went flat to the mat, and yeah, didn't even know what happened until I got told, but I hope he's all good. I'm sure the car will be back and he'll be fighting again.
Awesome. I mean, your car is seriously angry. Obviously, we've been following you in Drift Masters, obviously, say, all across the world, and you don't get the sort of how angry and how loud that anti-lag is, but going around here, bashing it off the walls, it's unreal.
That car's some scary car to drive sometimes. You know, some of the tracks we've been on, and even here, firing into the wall. I mean, Garage D built the engine this year. I got a bigger turbo from Owen's developments. Boost race fuel, which is E100, which is just pure ethanol, and the thing's just bloody savage. It's like 730 horsepower, it rips. It scares the life out of me, like.
Literally, hold on tight.
Yeah, but I love it. Savage.
Well, it's lovely to have you here, and obviously I know you're going to be concentrating on Europe, but are we going to see you back next year?
I'd say so, yeah. I'd like to. If I could, I'd drive everywhere. If I had the budget, I'd be everywhere, every weekend, but we'll see what happens for next year, but we'll be back.
It's about time you had another BDC championship under your belt, really, isn't it?
Oh, I could do the hat-trick, couldn't I?
All right, I say thank you very much for being here. It's lovely to have you, and looking forward to some more battles.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, thank you, Matt Carter, and yeah, incredible. That man been. Listen, a lot of people take it for granted when these guys go all around the world, and I do because it's my job. I got to travel all around the world and see these guys. But you know what? Matt Carter travels all around Europe in this car, representing the UK and doing everything he can with Martin Richards, Paul Smokey Smith, and Steve Bagti-Biagioni. Those guys, they're out there doing it for the UK. And you know what? Sometimes that gets overlooked, Sarah. Sometimes a lot of people say, "Oh, they're just drivers," and you know they look for a little bit of misfortune. But I tell you what, Matt Carter has had a lot of misfortune in the last couple of years in Europe, but finally we're seeing a little bit of redemption, and he's back. That car is working 100%, and you know what? Just to see a smile on his face after a tough couple of years is worth every single penny, Sarah.
It certainly is, and you're right, Ian. I think sometimes it is overlooked. We've got a lot of really, really good representation of UK drifting abroad, and we need to be all behind them and supporting that.
Yeah, we certainly do, and I know a lot of secrets.
I know you do.
I know lots of secrets.
I can tell by your face.
But I'm not going to tell you any,
No, I didn't
so
think you were.
forget about it if you think I was it.
you
But
were.
let me tell you something, coming up in the next couple of months, there's going to be a handful of UK drivers travelling around the world representing the UK, and I'd like all of our drift fans to get behind these drivers and support them as they travel and go to all these crazy countries to put on a show. So yeah, keep your eye out on social media, and the British Drift Championship will be getting behind these drivers and promoting them as much as they can as they campaign championships in different countries. And yeah, big news coming soon. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh,
That's all I'm going to say.
I'm excited.
So it does look like Martin Monocot's car has been safely recovered off the circuit and will be taken back to the pits, and what a shame. I'm not sure what that does for the championship right now.
I don't know either. We'll have to get the nerds in the van onto that.
Well, the nerds in the van right now have probably just exploded.
Their heads have just gone.
They literally just exploded and was like, Vaskelis is out, Monocot's out, but Evans is nearly in it. He's hanging on by a thread because he caused damage to Simmons' car.
Vaskelis, I think his hopes are probably over completely now for the championship. Monocot, is he still in it? Has he got enough points for getting through to where he is now? I don't know. We'll let the nerds sort it out.
We let the nerds work that out. The nerds in the van downstairs, yeah, we'll let them get to that one. And we'll just concentrate on the commentating up here in the tower. So it does look like we are going to get another battle warmed up and ready to rock and roll, and that will be a battle between Willie Hanna and Willie Rose. So Willie Hanna, you can see there strapping himself into that car, getting ready to do battle with William Rose. There's just 2 more spots left in the final 4. We do need to make it official that Matt Carter does get the win and advances through there into the final 4. Obviously, Martin Monocot's car unable to compete in the second run, so Matt Carter will get the win and advance through to the final 4. Cole Forar already in the final 4 after taking down Oliver Bolton, and Oliver Evans battled Adam Simmons. Still one half of a run left in that, but Evans causing damage to Adam Simmons' car, so not sure which way that's going to swing. And then this one of these guys will end up in the final 4 with 2 shots at the podium. So Rose makes his way to the start line, and we await William Hanna. So here we go. William Rose to lead, Willie Hanna to give chase. And we are just ready and waiting for our judges to give the thumbs up to say they are clear to send cars and ready. You're getting more messages, Sarah?
Yeah, more messages offering people's commentary services. I think you shouldn't have said that. We're going to be out of a job now.
We have 5,000 commentators at the British Championship. Yeah. One for every round or every run of championship.
I'm going to actually name one of these because I think you'll be amused.
Go on.
It's the Rat Trap guys. They reckon they can do it.
Rat Trap guys.
They reckon they can do it.
There we go.
That'll mean we have to start giving them donuts.
I'm not doing that. I'm not prepared to buy donuts from people. Have you seen the size of me? There we go, off the line. Willie Rose to lead out William Hanna. A separation already, Willie. Oh, and what is going on? Are you serious? Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the front wheel of William Rose's car there does not look healthy.
I can't even. I cannot even.
You can't deal anymore, can you?
I just can't even. Look at the side of Willie Hanna's car, absolutely caved into the door. Willie Rose has snapped a wheel off. All of the back end of the car is destroyed.
Quite unbelievable.
It was just, I mean, we'd love to see a replay of that if we can, and we know that the replay is having a bit of a malfunction at the moment when we've got the nerds trying to sort it out.
It's too excited about all of this.
It was just a big amount of understeer from Willie Rose. Willie Rose understeered into the wall.
What caused it? Was it a drive shaft or something? Did that go, or what caused?
I mean, if he's understeering, that means the back of the car's got more grip than the front, and it's just pushing him into the wall. I mean, Willie Rose, he warmed up the tyres quite a bit. People often ask me, why do these drifting guys, why do they do donuts and spin the wheels and in understeer before they pull to the start line? And that's because we need heat in the front tyres. These guys often run a very, very, very soft compound front tyre because these guys, as a lot of you will know, run an immense amount of grip on the back of these cars to get forward drive and side bite as they come through the circuit. The problem is when you put lots of grip on the back of the car, that you also need the front to have a lot of grip. So if you haven't got enough heat in that car, it's going to, push on. That's what happens. You gain understeer and you end up in the wall. And you can see Willie Hanna out of the car, just having a look, saying, "This was a brand new wrap 6 months ago. What are you doing?" Not even that. 6 weeks ago.
It wasn't that long ago.
6 weeks ago. There we go. Willie Hanna
and William Rose, and I don't think William Rose can get the driver's door. Oh, he can get the driver's door. Look at this. Yeah, look, understeer. Massive amount of understeer from William Rose. He catches the wall, and Willie Hanna nowhere to go but to push him along it a little bit further.
My phone is lighting up now with offers for commentary. Is yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've started something now.
Josh King, I just want to do a shout out to him because he said, "I love you, the best commentator in the world, my hero." Is he drunk? Josh King, are you drunk?
Has he been in the bar?
I love you too, Josh King. You're an incredible driver and an incredible young man and an asset to British drifting.
Yeah, he certainly is.
So there we go. You can see two guys absolutely battered. Buxton, show your appreciation for Willie Hanna and William Rose. So there we go. We're going to try and get these guys both off the circuit. And, I mean, I don't even know. So, we are hearing word, ladies and gentlemen, that William Rose has retired from competition. So, William Rose retires from competition. That means that William Hanna gets the win and advances through to the final four. Willie Hanna's weekend has just gone from strength to strength.
It certainly has. I mean, he's been handed a little lifeline there, and it's kind of a bittersweet victory, really, because the drivers want to win on their own merit. They don't like to see, their rivalries end up with broken vehicles, but unfortunately that is the way it goes sometimes.
It certainly does. That is the way it goes sometimes. So that means there's just one half of a run to go, and that will be Evans to take on Simmons. And we can see Adam Simmons pulls up to the line ready to do battle. Oliver Evans in the background now, making his way around after warming up the tyres. So there we go, Oliver Evans just holding back ever so slightly from the start line, gives the thumbs up though to the camera, so it means he is ready for business. You get the thumbs up all around in the tower. This is the final run in our final four, in our Grade 8. The last place in the final four awaits, remember. Evans caused damage to Simmons' car. Was that enough to give Simmons an edge in this battle? Simmons still going to have to bring the fight right now. As Oliver Evans tries to drive away, he's going to use everything that he can to get away from Adam Simmons. He knows he's got years of experience driving around this circuit. They come down into the bottom end of the circuit, and now Adam Simmons starts to find the back end of that S14. As Oliver Evans puts foot to the floor, transitions in front of the judging tower, back up onto the wall he goes now. Simmons makes a dive, throws everything at it, tries to keep that car going, but just cannot find the proximity. As they come down into the roundabout, Simmons onto the back bumper he goes. But Oliver Evans looking absolutely incredible right now as he takes it across the line.
Fantastic drive there. I don't know how this is going to affect, with what happened earlier on, how the judges are going to throw it, but we shall find out soon enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. And I'll tell you something right now. As we mentioned earlier, this is big for the championship because Evans was sitting in third place and Simmons was fourth or fifth, so there wasn't a lot in it. I think he was fifth in the championship, just below Ricky Lawrence. Ricky Lawrence obviously failed to qualify, didn't get that car repaired, didn't get himself back out, unfortunately. And that, give Simmons a little step up once again. Decisions in, slide him left for Simmons, right for Oliver Evans. Oh, one vote for Oliver. Oh, there we go. Oliver Evans gets the win. Oliver Evans gets the win and takes down Adam Simmons. Judges, we need to talk to you about that one.
Yeah, we had a really, really strong advantage to Oliver Evans on that first run up until the point of contact, which obviously it's a non-contact sport. It was quite heavy, and we pulled back the points to a 5-5, and then on the second run, Adam didn't have the proximity, so we gave the advantage 6-4 to Oliver, and Oliver Evans went through on 1 point.
So there we go, thank you. I'm sorry there for the little lull in silence. I'm talking to the nerds in the van. That's what it was. I was just having a chat with the nerds in the van.
You're not turning into one of them, are you?
Yeah, I'm just having a little chat and saying, what's going on?
Adding up points. And
Evans has moved into the final four. Does that mean that he could potentially take the championship? And they said, just calm down a minute, mate. We'll let you know when we know. It's all right, I'm just getting excited. So there we go. Matt Carter now gets himself prepped and strapped into his car. He will now battle off against Carl Forar for a spot in the final, and we're almost at that stage. We're almost at the end of the weekend where we let the champagne fly and the trophies are handed out, Sarah.
It's my favourite part. When everything that these guys have done hopefully for them, is all worth it.
It's all worth it, yeah. Sometimes it's not, sometimes it is. So we await to get Matt Carter out on the circuit. As you can see, no cars on track at the moment. Matt Carter just in the paddock getting himself ready. Carl Forar making his way back towards the track. So don't forget, as we mentioned earlier, Sarah, tomorrow is Battle Royale, if you didn't know.
We have mentioned it a few times.
Non-live streamed.
Yes, so you're going to have to
So you're going to have to get in your car and come and have a watch. Come down, have a watch. 126 twin battles.
Have we got time for that?
It's going to take us 12 hours to get through it.
That'll do, right?
So hardly any practice. I think there's one little practice session in the morning.
Is that overtime?
And then it's going to be more than overtime, Sarah. I've booked a holiday on the strength of the wages of this event.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's what I'm looking
sounds
for.
like a good idea to me.
If Matt Stevens is listening, that is it. I'm expecting a big bonus for 3 days. So yeah, we're going to go for it tomorrow. Battle Royale, you have to come out of your house and witness this. We've got a lot of wild cards thrown into the mix, and those guys are looking very, very good earlier on in practice. We're going to lose some guys, though. Or some guys have got a late night now repairing cars, ready to prepare to get ready for Battle Royale tomorrow. Yeah, unlive streamed. The winner of that event, if it isn't he or she, if they aren't already a pro driver from the British Drift Championship, earns a pro licence.
That is quite unbelievable, isn't it? I mean, you don't get that anywhere else.
You don't get that anywhere else. You also get 50 tyres.
50 tyres?
50 tyres, that's 10 tyres per event.
There's your season done.
Only used in the British Drift Championship, obviously.
Of course.
And you get free entry for the whole season of the British Drift Championship.
That
so
is,
if you're
that
a
is
wild
season.
card, yeah, there's a whole season done. Race fuel and maybe a few tweaks to the car. But if you're a wild card and you're thinking, I could win this, that's a nice season, that's a nice prize. That's a very nice prize.
It certainly is, and don't for a minute think that there's ever a chance of you not winning it, because as you've seen yesterday and today, literally anything can happen.
At this track, anything is possible right now. So yeah, second place is a gift voucher from Simpson Racing Products. It's £1,500 worth of Simpson Racing Products.
Oh, lovely.
And the third place prize is a set of yellow speed coilovers for a vehicle of your choice. So there you go, all the prizes looking very good. So yeah, if you're thinking about coming down, make sure you get yourself down. Tickets on sale on the gate all weekend. We've got plenty of room. We can all fit in. We can all huddle up. We can huddle up all the way around.
We're just all one big family here anyway. It's no problem.
We are one big family. Me and Sarah are going to be doing some fun stuff on the commentary. We're going to not tell you, because I like to keep secrets. So we're not going to tell you. We're going to do some fun stuff on the commentary, and yeah, maybe we might let some people have a little commentate.
I think we should give it a go.
Yeah.
Are we going to let people into the tower?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that allowed?
Don't know.
That would be quite interesting.
A lot of people have asked me before if they can come to the tower, and I said it's secret up there. Stuff goes on that nobody knows.
Exactly. It's like Area 51 up here.
It is like Area 51. And where there's a couple of aliens in here as well.
I wasn't going to say anything about that.
I'm not going to name names, but there's a couple of aliens up here. So it does look like we are almost ready to kick off this battle. This battle will be for a spot in the final, and it will be Matt Carter to take on Carl Forar. Carl Forar will be absolutely buzzing right now sitting in that car.
I can see his smiley face right now.
Well, they're off the line, and here we go. Carter to lead, Forar to give chase right now. Matt Carter gets himself nice and close to the wall and sticks the hammer down, starts to pull away from Carl Forar, but Carl Forar not out of the fight just yet. He knows the pace that Matt Carter can carry as they come into the bottom of the circuit, and look at Forar throwing on big angle, trying to slow that car down. Matt Carter sticks in it, squeezes the accelerator and drives away, throws up a ton of smoke in the face of Carl Forar as he drags the back end along that outer zone. And back up onto the wall once again goes Matt Carter as he looks down for the roundabout. Carl Forar says, I'm still in it, I can still hold on to this one, as Matt Carter pops flames from the front and the back of the car and takes it across the line.
I'll tell you what, Carl Forar was really bringing the fight there, but you've just got Matt Carter trying to drive away from him at every opportunity, and he was managing it in some cases, but Carl was really sticking to him as much as he possibly could.
Look at that, Carl Forar, arm out the window, giving a wave
just loving it.
to the judges and the crowd. He is absolutely having a brilliant weekend. So there we go. We have just received, and although we announced it earlier, we've just got confirmation from the nerds.
Our lovely nerds.
And what's that news, Sarah?
Martin Monocot.
Yeah, he's completely retired from competition.
Completely retired.
So even though we announced it earlier, saying that theoretically, it was only his own fault. He had 5 minutes. It wasn't feasible for him to fix that car. He has announced it himself, so he is out of competition. We're back to this one though. It will be Forar. Oh my God!
What has just happened?
Cole Forar to lead and Matt Carter to chase, and as Matt Carter initiated the car shut down, we're going to have to red flag that session because there is a potential head-on situation there. And has Cole Forar just got himself in a pro final?
I think he might have done.
Literally anything can happen.
We say this. This is why I love this championship so much. Nothing. I don't think anything is predictable.
What is going on? Right, so here we go. We're going to take a look at the replay. Cole Forar fires that car, and Matt Carter fires it on big angle. The headlights blinding everybody, though.
Yeah, and he's just shut it.
I heard Matt Carter's car hit the rev limiter, and then that was it. I wonder if he's done a gearbox or a drive shaft, potentially, or a prop shaft, because that is it. He coasts around the top end of the circuit. And Matt Carter and the guys looking at the car, trying to work out what is going on. And when the recovery truck comes out... Oh, and there we go, a drive shaft.
Well done. You are right yet again.
So there we go, Matt Carter breaks a drive shaft, and well, that means we need a decision from our judges.
You can see how close these cars are getting. Look at that lovely tyre mark on the side.
So there we go, graphic is up. Slide him left for Matt Carter, right for Cole Forar. Cole Forar, ladies and gentlemen, gets the win and gets himself into a pro final here at the final round of the British Drift Championship, and literally everybody around me is looking at me with the weirdest expression, as if to say, what the hell is going on?
I don't know, but I like it.
I love it.
Look at Cole Forar, he's so happy with that. I mean,
he's just like,
he's worked so hard for this all weekend. Look at him tapping the car's been spot on for him.
So there we go, Cole Forar goes in to the battle for first and second place. But who will he be battling against? That is the big question. We can see Oliver Evans and Willie Hanna making their way onto the circuit. It means Matt Carter will go into the third and fourth place playoff. And I can tell you something right now, that Garage D, Julian Smith, will be down in that paddock changing that drive shaft, because he will love to see Matt Carter take third step on the podium. And Matt Carter has been driving incredible all day, and potentially, well, he will battle the loser of the next battle. And here we go, it is up on your screen. Willie Hanna now to take on Oliver Evans for a spot in the final. Could it be two prime drivers in the final of a pro final?
Certainly could.
Nothing makes sense at the moment. 700 horsepower 2JZ powered S14 to go up against a 562 horsepower RB25 powered Nissan Skyline R33. Both those guys are getting the thumbs up and getting told to suit up and ready to go. Strap yourselves in for it, because it's going to be a crazy, crazy ride.
Yeah, it certainly is, Ian. I think we're probably... Yeah, anything can happen. We're in the labyrinth. Nothing makes sense anymore. This could be a pretty epic couple of final battles. And I can't wait to find out what the nerds have discovered from the points, because I can't work out what's going to happen with this championship now.
No, I can't. And in the back of my mind, I'm kind of thinking that if Oliver Evans gets into the final to battle Cole Forar, if he wins it, could he take the championship? He's been floating around in the background in third place all season.
He has. I mean, imagine coming in at the final round and just going, do you know what? I've had a lot of you now. I've won this.
Well, I mean. So we're down there with Matt House. Matt House is with Cole Forar. Matt, over to you.
Yeah, I'm down here with Cole Forar, a Pro-Am in the final. How you feeling, Cole?
Well, I'm pretty chilled out, really, generally, so I'm the same. Matt Carter was just unlucky, but we're still here. We drove through a few people, probably get Ollie for my final, best mate, so we'll see how we get on. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, 2 days drifting. A bit tired really now, could do with like a brew and biscuits really, it's getting a bit late, so. But you know.
Is it past your bedtime?
Yeah, at my age, you've got to be careful, you know, so we're getting a bit late for me now, but car's still running, so we'll keep going.
We want to see full attack from you though, if you are going up against Ollie.
For you, Matt, I'll do it.
Thank you very, very much. And before I throw it back to the tower, I just want to do a little shout out. There's a link on the Facebook page, on the BDC Facebook page. Unfortunately, one of our drift family, Heath Bamford, he suffered in a road traffic accident recently, and there's a Just Giving page for him on the BDC Facebook page. Check out the link. Any support is obviously greatly appreciated. Back to the tower.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, and a huge shout out to Heath Bamford, and we know a good friend of Julie Robinson's that suffered
as Matt said, an accident a few days ago and found himself in hospital. So from me and Sarah and everybody here at the British Drift Championship, we send all of our well wishes to Heath Bamford, and we wish him a speedy recovery, and can't wait to see him back at a drift event. And that guy brings a lot of fun and laughter and such a cheery character in the pits.
Yeah, he certainly does. So the best of wishes go out to Heath, and I'm hoping he's got access to some live stream and he can actually catch up with all of this that he's missing at the moment.
So there we go, on the live stream you can see Matt Carter's car being recovered back to the paddock, and the rain now falling once again. Sarah, mixing it up.
Don't say that. We've had enough of that this weekend.
So as soon as we get Matt Carter's car out of the way and off the track, it just look like we are ready to warm up the tyres. And Oliver Evans, look at that, cheekily out of the car, adjusting his tyre pressures before he starts the battle.
Tactics, you see. He knows
and
what
look at the damage. Look at the damage on Willie Hanna's car. Smashed the window, done the door. Look at the damage on Willie Hanna's car when he hit William Rose. Look at that. It smashed the window, destroyed the door, destroyed the quarter panel, and
that car looked so lovely as well.
It looked is a good way to put it.
Yeah, past tense.
It looked good.
You can see the rain coming down now. This is really going to shake things up. Again, I think there's going to be another unpredictable set of battles about to start.
So here we go. It does look like we are getting Willie Hanna and Oliver Evans round to the back of the circuit, ready to warm up their tyres. On this one for a spot in the final. The Pro Final 4 now underway. And almost time to wrap this up, wrap up the championship. And yeah, as you said, Sarah, just going back to what you were saying earlier, the nerds in the van will be doing all the maths trying to work this one out. And I'm still in my mind think that that's a potential result. I think that if Evans wins this battle against Hanna and he finds himself in the final against Forar, you heard Carl Forar, we know that Oliver Evans and Carl Forar are very, very good friends, long-time friends. And they're going to go 100% against each other. I believe, potentially, if Evans wins this round of competition, he could take the championship.
I think it's a possibility. Yeah. It makes me a little bit nervous because it's thrown everything up in the air, as we expected it might have.
Well, that's what we like, and that's a story that I like. We get thumbs up all round in the tower. And it just looks like we are maybe needing to ask Oliver Evans a question, potentially. No, they are happy to go. And we get thumbs up all round. And they are off the line. It will be Willie Hanna to lead out Oliver Evans as the rain falls here now at Buxton. And we look for a clean pass of the circuit. Willie Hanna gets nice and close to the wall. And look at this, Oliver Evans dialed up into the side of that Nissan Skyline. Evans hungry, desperate to take a championship, desperate to take a podium home once again. As Oliver Evans looks for the size of that Nissan Skyline, gets wheel to wheel, and you can see how wet it is down the back end of that circuit already. And Willie Hanna puts foot to the floor, the rain beating down, and the clipping points thrown in the air as Willie Hanna looks for the wall, and Oliver Evans takes that opportunity to jump up onto the side. Proximity once again gained by Evans. They come down to the roundabout, wheels dropped from Willie Hanna in the roundabout, but Oliver Evans back up onto the side, and he pushes Willie Hanna across the line.
These battles are getting intense now. Very intense.
There's a lot at stake.
There's a lot at stake.
There is a lot at stake.
For everyone as well. It's not like we've got one person that's kind of we're focusing on. This could go anybody's way, and it could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different drivers.
Yeah, it certainly could do. And this means everything to Oliver Evans right now. We can see him slowing down just underneath our commentary tower. As the rain really starts to hammer down now here, as Evans warms up the tyres. Ready to do it all again now. This time he has to lead. Willie Hanna will give chase. And these guys are ready to rock and roll. Everyone's happy, everyone's good to go. Thumbs up all round. Here we go. Evans to lead, Willie Hanna to give chase. And look at Willie Hanna, jumps the start line, which he's allowed to do. Tucks in on the back bumper. And a big clutch kick initiation from both these guys. Up onto the wall they go. Willie Hanna desperate to try and claim some proximity, but look how wet the circuit is getting from turn to turn. Oh, Willie Hanna positions himself completely wrong in the middle of the circuit. Has to adjust massively as they come round the back end of the circuit through that front clipping point now. And the circuit absolutely soaked down the back end. These guys do an incredible job to make it round.
Willie Hanna's bumper comes off of the car and just gets stuck by the front wheels. Under the car it goes. As Willie Hanna disregards the front bumper to try and claim anything left in this battle. But Oliver Evans fires it into the roundabout. Both guys go at it as they come across the line.
Wow. Oliver Evans, I think, was a little bit stronger there for me. I think Willie Hanna just put a few little errors in, not positioning himself correctly on the track in some places, but this is getting to the point now where these guys are just pushing it so hard, and it's getting to the point where it's hard to actually get it right in some respects, because you're pushing that hard.
Well, I mean, if it wasn't difficult enough, we're going to throw changing weather conditions into it as well now. The circuit is almost 90% wet. Look at that. An embrace. Buxton, show your appreciation for Oliver Evans. And Willie Hanna, decisions in. Slide them left for Hanna, right for Evans. One vote for Evans. There we go. Oliver Evans goes to the final. Oliver Evans goes to the final. Judges, we throw it back to you.
Yeah, amazing run from both drivers, especially in these really tricky conditions. That little bit of water causing havoc. But Ollie really putting in a solid chase run, getting a 7-3 on this one. William just didn't have the proximity, and it was a 6-4, so Oliver takes the win with a 7-3.
So there we go. Oliver Evans taking the win and advancing through to the final. He will battle his good friend Carl Forar. Carl Forar waits in the background to do battle. And Forar's car prepped and ready to rock and roll, and I'm pretty sure that Oliver Evans is not even going to need any tyres. He's going to go back to the paddock, though. He's going to go back and have a word with his team. And now it comes down to the fact, has Matt Carter got that car fixed? That's the big question.
Yeah, this is it. This is the question. Fingers crossed he will be ready.
So Willie Hanna looks like he's going to go back to the paddock. He's definitely going to go back to the pits just to maybe have a quick look over the car, maybe adjust some tyre pressures and some suspension settings, because rain now hammering down here and it's completely changed. But these Pro-Am guys have had a lot of seat time in the wet.
Well, they have, that's it. I mean, I think every other round this season has been quite heavy rain, so they will have had some seat time in the wet. But I guess it's a little bit different when it's been dry all day today. But if anyone can handle it, it's the pros, right?
Well, exactly that, yeah, the pros can handle it, and they will handle it. We have just got 2 more battles to go. With Matt Carter to take on Willie Hanna for the 3rd and 4th place playoff, and yeah, big question asked, has Matt Carter got that car fixed? We know he's got a very good crew with him down there in the paddock, and pitting up with his good friend Mike Walton from Walton Motorsport. Many hands down there. They're going to be under the back of that car trying to change that drive shaft. So as soon as we know if Matt Carter can compete, we will let you guys know.
Absolutely. So we'll just give our valuable sponsors a little shout out just once again. Without you guys, we could not put these events on, so thank you to Corbo Seats, Tarmac Sports, Hell Performance, OBP Motorsport, Yellow Speed Racing, Slide Motorsport, Excite Energy, AM Details, Funk Motorsport, M-Tech Brakes, Samco Sport, Simpson Racing Products, Competition Clutch, and that might be it. We're just watching the little scroll across the bottom of the screen there. No, I haven't missed anyone, that's great. So thank you so much to all our sponsors.
Yeah, without those guys, we wouldn't be able to put on this live stream service for you guys to sit indoors and enjoy, or many miles away, maybe,
well,
Sarah.
Can I just do a little selfish shout out now, since you mentioned that? We've got some Danish watchers.
Have we?
All the way.
I like Danish pastries.
Yeah. They do make good pastries.
They do make very good pastries.
My lovely other half is watching in Denmark with his pals, and he can't make pastry though.
Really?
I'll say that, yeah. But they're watching in Denmark, so...
Oh, huge shout out to those boys.
Hello to you guys, yeah.
Sitting at home watching from Denmark. If you're a million miles away, give us a like, give us a thumbs up on the live stream. Our nerds will appreciate that. They like all that sort of kind of inside information. They like all that gritty stuff. Numbers and people, and yeah, they love all that sort of stuff. So as you can see, Willie Hanna makes his way back out onto the circuit. And Willie Hanna will be thinking, I've got this far, and now I have to try and battle Matt Carter.
Good luck to him, basically. It's going to be a tricky one for both of them. I mean, these drivers are fantastic and they've got so far today. They deserve to be up against each other, but everyone is kind of, they're at the point where they're like, this is do or die now.
So I'm being told that it wasn't a drive shaft failure from Matt Carter's car, it's actually a prop shaft failure.
Ah, okay.
And the crew from Garage D and the crew from Walton Motorsport down there in the paddock now trying to change the prop shaft in that car to get Matt Carter back out to battle.
They've been changing that now?
They're just going to change it now just quickly.
Wow. That's a lot of commitment there. These guys are just non-stop in the pits. I mean, the pits are open, so if you hadn't had a look around, quickly have a little look around before these guys disappear.
So yeah, we are just waiting to get that confirmation, and yeah, clock will now be running. I do believe a clock now will be running for Matt Carter. So time a precious entity for Matt Carter and the team, Sarah.
That's it. They will be down in the pits there, feeling the pressure, trying to get that car ready as soon as possible. So we have just hearing in my ear there, Matt House is down at the start line. What's going on, Matt?
Well, I'm down here with Willie Hanna, and a little bit bruised and battered. What a weekend you have had, though.
Didn't really start off particularly well. I went out in the wet yesterday and blew up a diff and 2 drive shafts in the wet. Did alright in my battles, got a wee bit of luck on my side. Came out today. Wasn't really expecting too much, but here we are, top 4.
Well, whatever happens, you definitely win the prize for the best dressed. This car is incredible. Loving all the little lights and everything.
Up to 20 minutes ago, but I suppose it's still pretty.
Yeah, the neon blue still works, and the wheels and the lights and everything else still works. So.
The disco lights keep everyone happy. Make an effort.
Well, that's it. I think you've been nicknamed Disco Hanna.
That'd be apt.
How are you feeling about the next run?
Matt Carter, well, 99-point qualifying run, eh? Pro-Am versus D-Mech. This is kind of, that's it. I have nothing to lose.
And the car's already bent.
It's merely a scratch.
Well, do you want a bit of T-cut?
Yeah. T-cut and a few extra hands.
And are you driving in Battle Royale tomorrow?
That's a good question, because I wasn't expecting to drive today. I'm not really prepared for tyres, but we'll see what we can do. We can see if we can straighten this thing up, and we'll give it a shot.
And how have you found the championship this year?
It's been amazing. It's been tough. The extra rounds put a lot of pressure on, I think, everyone. Like, I don't know, RBs aren't exactly renowned for being the most reliable thing in the world, but this boat's held together for, well, 5 out of the 6 rounds. Put myself 5th in the championship. I'm over the moon. There's not much else to be said. I'm a happy man.
The car has been shockingly reliable, and it's really been fighting well this year in the Pro-Am Championship.
Well, once you get it working, she seems to go pretty well, but she's due a wee winter refresh, and unfortunately now my body kit's due another refresh. My new body kit is due a wee refresh, but I have a bit of fiberglass in the house. We'll get back to it. That's Monocot, and he can put a lot of things back. I can do better.
I mean, he rebuilds the back end of that car every single round, and then qualifying or practice just takes it off again.
Well, that's it. No bother to him. It's just amazing to watch the difference between the pro guys, like the high end, the pro class. Some quite shocking battles today. Really interesting outcomes. A lot of upsets, and the championship. I'm not even sure where the championship is at the minute. I'm top 4 in pro, and who would have thought?
You definitely fit in and look very well settled in the Pro Championship.
Well, thank you. It's one of those things, as you do slightly better and you progress, it becomes reachable. It's not just was that a fluke? Maybe it is a fluke, who knows, but no, I've been up in the top 4, 3 times now, in reasonably quick succession. So let's see what we can do from that, eh?
You're definitely bringing the fight, and we're looking forward to seeing what you've got against, obviously, Matt Carter. 99-point run, but mate, if anyone's going to bring the fight, it's you. Thank you very much for your time. And are you going to be with us again next year?
Yeah, I should be back for 2020. Hopefully we can do something. A few plans in place, so we'll have to see, but we'll keep those cards close to my chest. We'll let something out about it later. Get a few sponsors on board. Thanks to all my sponsors at the minute: Tarmac Sports, AMB, RAP, CMT, Contractor. There's so many people that have helped me out over the course of the year, so I think they're all due. And Malks, obviously Malks. Malks is the man. This place wouldn't be the same without him.
Drift Dad.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone that's come here. It's been a pleasure putting on a show for you.
Any big changes over the winter? You say you're doing a winter rebuild?
Maybe see if we can squeeze a few extra ponies out of her, you know? I don't know, who knows? Maybe I can put something in that doesn't break the diff for shafts. And
we stay in blue for next year, considering it's probably going to need a respray now?
Well, I'll see. Maybe. Well, who knows? We can mix it up. I'm easy.
The colour definitely works on this, obviously, night driving. How have you been finding it in driving in the dark?
The last time I drove in the dark was at Norfolk in Drift Cup. I had a coolant hose explode and blinded myself. So, to be fair, I never crashed into a wall or anyone else. I did take a blind left and nearly run over a few photographers, but that's neither here nor there. This has been interesting. Surprisingly, there was a lot of misplaced hopes in this venue. Originally, there was a lot of people not really quite sure in the choice, but it's been fantastic. You know, the weather cleared up Friday afternoon. It's been dry-ish apart from right now ever since, and let's face it, it's been brilliant. It's been a great atmosphere. Everyone's been great. A lot of great battles won and fought, and let's just see what we can do.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to have you here, and we're looking forward to your battle. Cheers, man. I'll send you back to the tower, and I'll see if I can find another driver for you.
Awesome, thank you very much, Matt, and it's brilliant to speak to Willie Hanna there and just get a little insight from the driver's point of view about how he's found the championship and all the various things that's been going on for him, and we'll be looking forward to seeing him battle in just a minute.
Yeah, obviously we're waiting for Matt Carter to get that car fixed and back out on circuit, and again, some misguided information passed my way. It wasn't a pop shaft, it was a half shaft.
Okay.
So it was a half shaft broken inside the differential. So they trying to repair that and get that car back out, and obviously Matt Carter against the clock now, really. We're only going to give him so much amount of time to get that car finished and back to the line, and I do believe we are strapping Willie Hanna in, ready to rock and roll. And I'm going to take a quick step away from the microphone to have a word with our lady in the tower.
So we're just going to get some information. We're waiting for Matt Carter to just get the car finished, and hopefully those guys are working hard down in the pits there and getting that out as soon as possible. We're just waiting for a little bit of information. We'll update you guys as and when we know as well. Ian, have you found out anything exciting?
Juicy news.
Oh, juicy news. Go on then.
There's a party after.
Well, I knew that. I'm all over that.
Oh, that was all it was.
But then I was all over last night's party, so maybe I should.
Yeah, you was cutting some shapes.
I tell you what,
cutting some real shapes.
Yeah, I let my hair down last night a little bit. Yeah,
a little bit too.
Do you know what it was?
Maybe a little bit too much.
It was our head judge Brad McQueen. When I saw the shapes he was pulling out of his pocket, tell you what, I thought I'm going to have to join in with that, get on the dance floor.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you are in attendance and you are planning on staying a little bit later tonight, we are going to be partying in the party tent directly behind. We've got the generic white guy in there, Luke Paul.
Yeah, look. Oh, he was lighting it up last night.
It was incredible.
Brilliant.
And yeah, look, we've got a bar in there. You come along, have a few drinks with all of the staff here at the British Drift Championship, all the drivers and crew. We're all going to be down there having some fun. Don't forget, we're going to hand out all the trophies for this season, and I'm being told that Willie Hanna now is being requested to the line. So we're being told that Willie Hanna has been called to the line. So this is what's going to happen. Willie Hanna is going to pull to the line. If Matt Carter, he's going to be sent away from the lines. So effectively, Willie Hanna will earn himself a 10-0 advantage because Matt Carter can't make it to the start line.
Okay.
If Matt Carter can't make it to the start line for the second run, he will be out of competition, and Willie Hanna will take the win and take third step on the podium. So Willie Hanna right now praying to the gods that he is out. So there we go, Willie Hanna makes his way around here, and a massive thank you to Sterling Events, those guys putting on all the lighting, and the Sterling Event Group providing all of the sparkles on the start line, all the fireworks, and sorry, not the fireworks, but all the lighting, all the sound system here at the track, and incredible. So there you go, Willie Hanna comes off the line for the battle for third and fourth place. Well, he's only against himself, so this is just going to be a show, and you can see Willie Hanna left foot braking right now. So once this run is completed, a 5-minute clock will be started for Matt Carter, and Matt Carter will be granted 5 minutes to get that car to the start line. And I'm pretty sure that Willie Hanna is going to try and do this whole run left foot braking all the way around the circuit.
And why not?
And why not? Why not indeed?
Because he can.
Because he can, because he's having some fun. Yeah, look, so Willie Hanna does earn himself a 10-0 advantage against Matt Carter, but he does have to put a run in. He does have to put a run of the circuit in to gain that, and he will have to pull back to the start line once again to activate that 5-minute rule clock. So ladies and gentlemen, as he comes past, give him a round of applause. Willie Hanna putting on a show, having some fun, and potentially this man taking third step on the podium here at the Pro event, the Pro Final of 2019. There he is, arm out the window. So Willie Hanna will make his way back. Willie Hanna will make his way back towards the start line. And there we go, door open, and Willie Hanna. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, news coming through from the paddock. Matt Carter has retired from competition. So Matt Carter has retired from competition. So that means taking third step on the podium will be Willie Hanna, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for Willie Hanna.
And a huge round of applause for Matt Carter and the crew trying to get that car repaired and back out. Unfortunately couldn't do it. That means that Willie Hanna gets gifted the third step on the podium. What an event, what a way to take it, just incredible. So here we go, that means we're ready for the final. Toby's looking at me, he's ready to rock and roll, he's ready to send the final battle of the day. Our start line marshal takes a word in the car of Ollie Evans and Carl Farrar's car. It will be Carl Farrar to lead out Oliver Evans for the first step on the podium, the final battle of the day. Buxton, are you having some fun? How many of them did you reckon there was? Half?
Yeah, at best.
See, look, I've let them off today because there is at least double the amount of people that's here today than there was yesterday.
Yeah.
And yesterday they made twice the noise for half the amount of people.
It is true.
Can you believe that?
It is true.
So Buxton, in a minute, can you make a little bit more noise than you just made? Buxton, are you ready for the final battle of the day? That's better.
That's much
That's what I'm
better.
talking about. Thumbs up to our start line marshal Toby. Two good friends behind the scenes, but sworn enemies on the track. But Oliver Evans, Sam, doesn't even come off the... What is going on?
Did he just leave
What
him
is
sleeping
going
on
on? Carl Farrar just absolutely screamed off the line. Oliver Evans gets left sleeping. Now Evans has to play the catch-up game. Carl Farrar comes absolutely flying into that outside zone, down onto the wall, picks up that front clipping point. And Carl Farrar puts some big space between him as the fireworks erupt off of the wall. Oliver Evans not even in this one right now. What is going on as Carl Farrar makes his way down into the roundabout? And around they go, up onto the wall. So there we go, off the line they go. And Sarah, you are being told some...
I know, and I'm very sorry because you were very excited there, but we missed something, right?
Everybody missed something apparently. there was something that was...
Because I think the rain's coming down a little bit. We've apparently given these guys that as a practice run. So I'm sorry you were getting very excited there.
I'm just disappointed.
You're not mad,
I'm
you're just
not mad,
disappointed.
I'm just disappointed.
So
Yeah, a miscommunication between the track staff and the tower, and this. Now we are ready for the first run of the competition battle. That's why Oliver Evans held back. He didn't want to put too much in it. They're off the line. Buxton makes some noise. This is it. The final battle of 2019. Onto the back bumper goes Oliver Evans as he fires in. Carl Farrar door to door into that turn. And look at this. Evans knows the championship could be his right now. Can he take it home? They transition down up onto the wall as Carl Farrar, perfect line into that front clipping point, and look at Oliver Evans as he goes wheel to wheel with his very good friend. They come round in front of the judging tower. The fireworks erupt as Carl Farrar sticks it to the wall. Oliver Evans jumps up back onto the side of Carl Farrar's RX-8. They come down into the roundabout. Look at Oliver Evans as he perches himself onto the back bumper. He goes. They go door to door across the line. Buxton makes some noise.
I don't know what I'm more blown away by, the fact that I didn't know those fireworks were going to go off right next to the tower, so I pretty much just leapt into your seat, Ian. Oh, that run, that was awesome.
I'll tell you a secret. They told me earlier, they said there's fireworks underneath the judging tower, and when they go off, don't tell the girls because they'll...
Yeah, cheers for that.
They'll get a little bit
scared. It's a good job I
scared.
didn't scream on the microphone, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, look, I'm going to hold these guys for 2 seconds. I want every single person here at Buxton to take their mobile phones out of their pocket. Can you do that for me, Buxton? Can everybody here at Buxton take their mobile phones out of their pocket? Can you turn on the torch? That's what I'm talking about. People know what's going on.
Yes.
Everybody here at Buxton, take your phone out of your pocket. Put your torch on. We've got fireworks. I want you guys to make fireworks. Everyone get your phones out. Put the torch on. And before we send the final run of 2019, Buxton, make some noise! Toby, send them. This is it. It will be Oliver Evans to lead. Carl Farrar to give chase. Here we go off the line. Look at Evans flying, but Carl Farrar not giving him an inch. He knows he needs to stick it to his good friend to take him down, to take home the first step on the podium. But Evans wants this. Evans needs this win. Can Evans take the 2019 championship? They come absolutely screaming into the bottom end of the circuit. And look at Forar, he's bringing the fight to Oliver Evans as Evans stands on the accelerator trying to pull away. He throws big angle at it. They come past the judging tower. Up onto the wall they go one more time as Forar finds the back end of the S14, but a little bit of separation. They come down into the roundabout. Forar not in it. Can Forar climb up onto the side as Evans puts foot to floor and takes it across the line? Buxton, show your appreciation.
What an atmosphere we have got in this arena tonight. I can't even decide who is going to be the winner for me. I'm going to leave that to the judges. Are they going to tell us?
Well, I mean, all we have to do is just say this one important sentence, and that's judges. Do you have a decision?
We have a decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go into the podium. So there we go. Show your appreciation, ladies and gentlemen, as they get out of the car. Oliver Evans and Cole Forar, two very, very good friends behind the scenes, but when they get them helmets on, the visor goes down, they are sworn enemies. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. These guys now are going to make their way to the podium. If you guys here in attendance want to join us on track, make your way around to the entrance of the circuit at the gate. And you can come down and celebrate with these guys as they receive their trophies and they spray the champagne. And I'm going to give my voice just 2 seconds because I've got 2 more minutes of shouting to do, and then that is it. 2019 British Drift Championship is done and dusted. Sarah, this is the first ever year for you at the British Drift Championship. How have you found it?
I don't actually know where I would start to describe. I mean, I joined this championship at the beginning of this year. I was a little bit reserved. As much as I've seen a little bit of drifting, I've given it a go myself as well. Not very good, granted. To follow the sport and just kind of jump in there was quite daunting, especially in this role where you guys are kind of listening to me and very quickly telling me when I'm wrong, which is very nice. This is just, it's been amazing. It's a one big massive family. Everybody's welcomed me, which has been wonderful, and to see the standard of the driving here is fantastic. The community spirit, everyone in the pits helps each other out when they need to. They take parts off each other's cars just to help each other win just one run, and we've seen highs and lows. It's just been fantastic. It's a whole other type of motorsport, and if you haven't watched it before, get yourselves down to watch some drifting. Support UK drifting. By supporting the drifting, you're supporting the oval tracks as well. It's been fantastic, and thank you to Ian as well, because you've supported me up here in the tower, and it's been brilliant.
A lot of people think that this is an easy job commentating.
They certainly do.
I think it's a little bit misguided. It is a very tough job. I'm looking down. I'm just waiting to get a hand signal from someone down at the podium to let me know that we are ready to rock and roll. As soon as I get the thumbs up to hand out this podium, I will be revealing. I have been handed the all-important piece of paper, and I have got some serious news. I can tell you who takes the 2019 Pro Championship as well. So in a few seconds time, we'll be announcing that here live. Don't forget, if you want to stay and party, we will be in the party tent in the paddock. Come and join us. We're going to be handing out all of our championship trophies, and we're going to party the night away and finish off 2019 in style before tomorrow we do an incredible event, Battle Royale. So we are just waiting to get the thumbs up from everybody here and I'm looking for Matt. I can see Matt and I get the thumbs up. That means, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go to the podium. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm, taking third place on the podium, make some noise for William Hanna! A huge shout out and a huge welcome back to Matt Carter. Matt Carter finishing in fourth place, unfortunately not being able to repair that car and get it back into competition. But William Hanna, what a show, what a drive this weekend. He takes third step on the MTech Brakes podium, and there he goes, stepping up. William Hanna, ladies and gentlemen, third place on the MTech Brakes podium. So before I get into the first and second place, I'm going to hand out our Excite Hard Charger, our exciting driver of the day. And I think everybody will agree this guy pushed 110%. Ladies and gentlemen, your final round Excite Hard Charger award goes to Adam Simmons. So Adam Simmons, he takes the Exciting Hard Charger award of the weekend. Not sure if he's here or in the paddock, maybe in the paddock, fixing his car.
Go having a pint now.
So there we go, Adam Simmons takes the Exciting Hard Charger award of the final round here at the British Drift Championship, and that means there is just the business end of it to do. And ladies and gentlemen, I can confirm, taking first step on the podium, and your new 2019 British Drift Champion, Oliver Evans, ladies and gentlemen. Oliver Evans takes the first place and takes the 2019 British Drift Champion. Second place goes to Carl Forar. Wow, Sarah, what a day.
Absolutely epic battles out there today. Each place is so well deserved, and it's been so close all the way through as well. It must have been an absolute nightmare for the judges up here.
Incredible. So there you go, taking first place on the M-Tech Brakes podium is Oliver Evans, your new 2019 British Drift Championship champion. Second place goes to Cole Forar. Third, Willie Hanna. Fourth this weekend goes to Matt Carter, and your hard charger, exciting hard charger of the weekend goes to Adam Simmons. From me, from Sarah, from everybody here at the British Drift Championship, we're done. 2019 is over. We will see you in 2020. From everybody here, take care, be safe, and we'll see you next year. Thank you very much.
We are Funk Motorsport, your heat management specialists. Based in the UK, we strive for perfection, developing thermal products trusted by professional race teams and drivers worldwide. Performance, protection, reliability.
Tarmac Sports.